All right. Let's go. Up here in the top right-hand side of the map in the blue, the Zerg player, he is Raynor. And this, my friends, is the grand finals of the fall season. That's right, autumn for us down here, and it was actually kind of getting into springtime, but for those in the Northern Hemisphere, it was fall, I guess. Down here in the bottom left, the other finalist, and this is a best of 7, by the way, so let's get that scoreboard up. It is the one and only Protoss monstrosity, Trap. Reynor Greenwings up against Reynor is playing for, of course, Reynor's still on Clash, right? God, shit, I can't, wait, no. Damn it, what's Reynor's team? Let me know in chat. I know he's still sponsored by Red Bull, but I believe he's on a team as well. He is on Clash, chat says. Okay, he is still on Clash. Thought I got that wrong for a second. Okay, so for those who don't know, these two both got through the likes of Several, Innovation, Clem, defeating all of those huge names to get here. They smashed so much of the opposition. They looked absolutely dominant. They were letting off farts due to the intensity. Thank you very much, Isolda. And I actually didn't watch the finals, guys. I skimmed it very briefly. I know the end result, but I'm going to be just as surprised casting this as you guys watching. And not just that, I know that it was a cracker of a series. Apparently, this was quite a close series. Apparently, some of the games were really incredible. I don't know if that's just people being hyped because Reynor and Trap are both such likable, fun players, or if they're actually really close back and forth games. Maybe there's some clever builds. Already, of course, Trap being as annoying as he can with that probe, but Reynor does bully him back with his own drones. Behind this, the second gas goes down. So very standard opening, 20 Nexus, 20 core, restarts probe production, 21 second gas, and 22 second pylon. Of course, it was a 15 hatch, I believe, here for Reynor to get the hatchery down before the probe got there. I didn't actually check that as we were doing those introductions because this probe came across really early and yet it didn't block the hatch. So that's always a bit annoying for you as the Protoss. If you send that probe really early, you'd like to delay this or at least force it to get built on the third base. But considering it's here, I think Trap's just going to go Oracle, especially with such a kind of hidden position. Often you put the Stargate here, so if the Overlord or Lings come through the main, they can't scout it, but also because it's closer to get across the map to that third. And there we go, 150 gas. Stargate goes down. First Adept is out, being chrono boosted across this map. Second Adept starts up immediately. Notice Warp Gate was going the whole time. Now, you can get the Stargate a lot quicker if you delay that Warp Gate because you get 50 more gas. But Trap wanted to show Warp Gate as normal so that the Overlord of Reynor looks, he's like, okay, probably like a Twilight Council build or something like that. If it is a Stargate, you know, you don't actually confirm that until a bit later. And notice the Adept is even staying home. So Trap's not even continuing to scout. If there was a Speedling all in, Trap would have no idea until it arrives at his base. But look at this, Zerglings were trying to go around, not just looking for probes or proxies in the corner of the map, but also they were thinking about going south. However, his Overlord spotted the Adept staying at home, so Reynor's like, screw that, let's just back off. He has 8 Zerglings, which is a few more than you'd normally want this early on. Means 1 or 2 less drones. Third base is on the way, third queen is there. Is mining just with 1 worker on gas. This is a very standard opening from Reynor. 2 Adepts are shading around, looking for Zerglings coming in or anything like that. He actually lets it finish. Oh. Is he looking for a super fast third? It looks like it. Trap here. I think might just send a probe out to that third early. Does take the gases here just before 4 minutes. Oracle is working its way out across this map. Reynor, I don't think has the info on this yet, but I mean, he saw 2 Adepts. I think you can assume. Has he got a Spore in the main? He does. Where are his queens? Those queens need to be guarding the natural. Oh no, Reynor, he comes down to the third base. That's a huge mistake. He wants to try to get the drones there early. The Oracle comes around. Oh, this is a terrible start for Reynor. That was a bit naughty by him, but it was also Trap, as we said, hiding the information from the start. 4 workers already. Does take a bit of damage, so good micro from Reynor. That could have been worse if he didn't pull so quickly, but oh no, it's not over. 1, 2, 3, 7 drones in total. And the Oracle gets on out of there behind that. Another Oracle. No. No. Wait, this guy's just standing there. Oh my god, he could lose that, but he's also not microing that one. There we go. Okay, 1 more drone. These drones are already being pulled away. Mining time being lost. Oh, Trap is just out of control. On the other side, it looks like the Zerglings did go in. Did they manage to kill any of the Adepts? I don't think so. Oh my god, a 1 hit point Oracle gets out. Both Oracles still alive, but they're not going to be much more use for diving It doesn't look like any Adepts went down. The Stalker in the wall got killed by the Zerglings, but the Adepts came back and defended, and Trap is poised to move out and take that third base. 3 Adepts, 2 sentries. Oh, no, you gotta keep that probe alive, buddy. That's a lazy move by Trap. He should have known he was waiting there. He knew there was Zerglings there. He's gonna have his third delayed another 20 seconds by that. Probe will move on out. Still a great opening here for Trap. Sentry's gonna push that back. And other sentries. 4 sentries already. Wow. Okay, that's going to give him a lot of scouting, but it's also going to prepare for a follow-up push. Speaking of which, Immortal's already out. 4 more gateways done. A Prism on the way. This is Stats old triple Oracle into push. But it's just double Oracle this time. But those Oracles have done sick damage. Is there even a Roach Warren out? Okay, there is a Roach Warren, but Reynor's trying to be as greedy as possible. Trying to catch up after that early damage. He's done a good job of it. 56 workers to 45 probes. There's going to be a strong push coming his way, though, and he needs to start making roaches and ravages right now. He just has no idea. This push is going to come out. There's a lot of sentries. Let's open it up so you guys can see the whole screen, by the way. Sorry, I meant to turn that off after the intro. There we go. And, guys, we're going to give you all some proper shout-outs right after this game. So big thanks to everyone who's showing some support live. If you guys are enjoying the cast, hop on the Patreon! And support me even more than the sentries are going to support this Immortal. Oh, look at that. Stalk is whooping in. Links in the description down below the YouTube video. But yeah, take a look, have a glance, and also take a glance at these spines not finished. The first 3 Ravagers have just finished morphing, but they're not here in time. Stasis traps going down behind this as well. One Queen, the Queen of the Energy goes down. And Roaches and Queens getting focused. The Spine's going to cause a bit of damage, but the Immortal can do massive damage. 1 Spine falls. The other 2 Spines getting close to done, though. Reynor, can he actually turn this into a hold? It was an appalling start, but this is a very committed push, remember. And every second that goes by, Reynor has a lot more money than Trap. These Stasis aren't really doing anything right now. He's just going to man mode it. Okay, he traps 1 Queen. 1 Ravager goes down. He's got to get rid of that Spine. It's doing way too much damage. It finally falls here. The Corrosive Bile's landing. Another Stalker goes down. These Oracles aren't really doing what they want. Okay, there we go. The Oracles get on top of the worker line. They kill 5 of them, but the units are getting over on the Stasis. Catch a few Zerglings. This is not a terrible trade in terms of direct units for Trap, but the problem is he's lost most of his sentries. His Oracles are still alive, thankfully for him. Oh no, you can't afford to lose the Immortal. That Immortal represented so much of his damage output. Losing that is very bad. The Oracles are still alive. He started to probe up the third. A Forge and a Twilight are on the way. So he's going to take his tech to the next level. But I feel like having his third so delayed and then going for this push. I mean, I guess shout out to Raynor for bouncing back from so much damage early. It was, what, 17 workers in total. It was about 13 workers early. I think 4 more went down to the Oracles just then. Still not terrible for Trap, but I feel like it's almost an even game at this point. The 4th base is very delayed for Zerg, but no gases on the 3rd. Hasn't even finished fully saturating that. And is even building batteries, worried about a counterattack. Of course, Reynor's tech is absolute trash at this point. It's Roach Ravager. He's getting Overlord speed, +1 attack. And he's just massing Roach Ravager off 67 workers. So there's no complexity to his style. And as the Immortal count grows, it's going to become worse and worse. His Archons come in, they'll smash Ravagers and Zerglings quite well. It is going to be a Hydra Den, so it does look like Reynor is going to be playing that style, which, you know, he told Scarlet. Scarlet said in her winner's interview of NA after she weathered the storm that was Estrella, getting ahead every single game, and then her clawing her way back. After that series, where she made many insane comebacks, she basically said, look, I was speaking to Reynor yesterday, and he said, hey, just make 100 drones, lurkers, and there's no way Protoss can kill you. And she showed that. She showed that. So I imagine Reynor is thinking of the same thing here. He's you know, just saying, look, you can't actually take me down. I'm the most solid ZVP player in the world right now. Zeril almost never loses to Protoss, but Reynor seems very dominant here as well. Roach Ravager coming across the map. So Archons are the only splash damage, and this is kind of a problem for Trap, because Trap's kind of worried right now, is building cannons and batteries and things. You actually need a 4th base and Storm going down, because this seems like a scary army, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot of low tier units, but what's worrying is this: Lurker Den, Infestation Pit, 2nd Evo Chamber, and that worker count is blossoming. Reynor is building to a much bigger stage. He's already got so many Ravagers. So I mean, I like this. You're moving out to pressure, great, good job. It's not actually going to be able to kill him. I don't think there's any way you punch through someone who already has 8 Ravagers and is making Roach Hydra Ravager. Lings, just a handful of them. Get a deny on the 4th base. Oh, Trap's getting into deep water. And he's gonna, you know, he can't swim, man. It's getting up. He's trapped in a sinking boat at this point. He's got to make something happen. It looks like he's just going to commit to a big timing. He's going double Robo Disruptor behind this, but this looks really flaccid. Honestly, I feel like Trap right now is sending an unsolicited timing attack to Reynor, and it's not even a firm timing attack. It's flaccid. If you're gonna send an unsolicited timing attack to the Zerg side of the map, at least put in some effort to the lighting and shit. Make it look a little bit larger than this. To be honest, the positioning's kind of amazing though. He does actually force field that ramp, separates a bunch of units. Reynor's forced to split his army, which you don't really want to do. So good job by Trap to grab position. Can he actually punch through? He's very low on force fields, but look at that. Isolates the army on the left. Oh, such cool movement here by Trap. Grabbing some of the units, but he's out of force fields. Only 2 left. He pulls back. Good micro by Trap there. Shaves off 8 workers, a lot of units. Unfortunately, an Immortal and a Zealot there. Still just, they're in a relationship. They're having an argument. And the Roach Hydra's like, yeah, we'll mediate that. No worries. No worries, guys. Apparently ripping their heads off puts an end to that argument. That 4th is so late. If this 4th was going up behind, this would be okay. Disruptors are coming out, which are great versus Roach Hydra. They're not bad versus Lurkers, but once Vipers come out, they're going to be very, very juicy targets for a duck. Let's put it that way. Roaches come in. Reynor kind of wants to trade these out, but he doesn't want to give them away for free, so they get held very well. Trap Zealots being nice and annoying here. I like that Trap's creating movement, creating chaos. I still worry about the fact that there's no Storm in here. Personally, I think against the Lurker style, Storm is better than Disruptors. I think if they're going Banelings off the back of the Roach Ravager, I prefer the Disruptors. Sometimes. I think Storm's still good there as well. In this scenario, and don't get me wrong, I've seen players do it really well. What you want to be on point with as Trap is blinking forward and sniping the Vipers, and most importantly, don't let them siege up in your base. Right? You've got to get out there and start shaving them off with Disruptors. You're up to 4. So as Trap, you want to be moving out on this map and engaging Reynor. Reynor's kind of bullying forward here. This is such a Reynor thing. He's like, well, actually, your army's better than mine at this moment, but I'm going to posture forward and try to scare you. He's rotating around defensively. Where are those Vipers, mate? +3, +2 starts up, but he's going to need Vipers if he wants to deal with this. And he needs the Lurker upgrades as well. Against Disruptors, you can arguably go Adaptive Talons first, but usually it's going to be the range upgrade, not the movement upgrade. Disruptors, he comes a bit too far forward. Oh, he only gets one of those. One Lurk, yeah, nice dodge by Reynor. One of the Lurkers still there. All the Disruptors very low. The Ravager's going to try and defend, but yeah, drones are going to be forced into that fight. He has 90 workers, so I think he's okay. Doesn't really matter. Reynor's going to start banking minerals. This is the whole point of going to 90 or 100 drones. People say, what's the point in even doing that? What you're doing is you're purposefully getting an excess of money so that you can throw down an abundance of static defense. You're planning for the mega late game where you can use 0 supply structures to defend all your bases and just have this ginormous army. So later on, when you get a big enough bank, you can lower. Ooh, you can drop down to 60 workers. But a great snipe. I mean, I really think a big part of Scarlet defending Australia on this map was she left Hydras in the main and never let the Prism in there. And we see Reynor. He's got great Overlord coverage on the top of the map. He sees the Prism come in, sends 5 Hydras, snaps it. So 1 Lurker does get shaved. Good move. Still no Vipers out. Or actually, sorry, there is 1 Viper, but only 1. Only 1. I'm a Viper fanboy. 2 Lurkers run in, try to siege that base, but Cannon's well positioned by Trap. One of them goes down, one pulls back. Disruptor's getting dodged on all sides. We still haven't seen any Lurker upgrades. Reynor, what the hell are you doing, mate? I did this yesterday in a game. This is a huge mistake. I think he thinks he started the upgrades. These are only 8 ranged Lurkers. They could be 10 ranged Lurkers right now. He doesn't have the upgrades for them. Reynor with a huge mistake. And you know what? The Zealots are keeping him busy. Traps on the front, keeping him microing. So he's not even realizing. He's so busy that he's not even realizing he's fudged this up. And these 9 Disruptors just keep rotating around. The Zealots keep running in. Trap here is doing an amazing job. Now, don't get me wrong. Reynor still has a giant bank. But finally, he realizes. He starts Adaptive Talons. Hopefully, he gets both of them. Oh, those Vipers coming in. Some nice Abducts. A big Disruptor on the left, though. Another one grabs a Hydralisk there. That base is probably going to go down. I don't think there's any more Abducts here. Oh, he's throwing his Disruptor shots too fast. They're all on cooldown. Trap, you got to get out of here. Uh-oh, Trap went a bit too deep. He should have been able to get that base, but he threw his Disruptors a bit too eagerly. He's queued up Adaptive Talons. Still no Lurker range. Reynor, you better queue that up right after that, mate. Big juicy disruptor shot, gets 5 hydras. Oh, a few of those get cancelled. A few more units do get caught by some of them though. But the Viper's now starting to punish. And we see a lot of the disruptors have gone down. There's a third robo on the way. So Trap is going to be able to escalate that production to reproduce when he feels like it. But Storm and High Templar are going to replace as the tech unit. 9 Immortals plus Storm can bust through an obscene amount of lurkers. So right now, Reynor is looking pretty good. But he needs to get a lot more static. He's building spines spread across these bases. I think he needs a lot more of them. And he needs to make sure Prism doesn't get in his main base. I think this is getting interesting. A big spread from Trap. Oh my god, look at it. Look at Trap's army. It's like spread across in this giant line where it's kind of already poised to jump on top of lurkers. Catches a few lurkers there that are morphing. He pulls back, but look at this army. Look at that angle. Gotta be careful there. There is 6 Vipers out though, and 6 Vipers, as I said earlier, they cuck Immortals, Archons, Disruptors by just yoinking them into your army. It's the High Templar that could be a problem though. Oh, Trap, get rid of those Archons, mate. These just changelings up there, not real zealots. Stalkers blink onto lurkers and get obliterated. Blinding Clouds go down on the Immortals, not bad, just 1 Blinding Cloud. There's still plenty of Viper energy over there. Storm, not bad. Storm and Disruptors, you can't really hunt this army down very well. Raynor would like to, but he's not going to be able to. He's looking for Abducts, not quite able to find them. Has he made lurker range? Oh my god, he still hasn't. You're kidding me. He still hasn't made seismic spines. Reynor, what are you doing, buddy? Trap's been so behind, but like if there's one thing that gets him back in this game, it's Reynor just forgetting his lurker upgrades, right? Trap's been really trying to multitask. He's going 3 Immortals at a time. He's going to go up to like 15 Immortals to try and break this army with Mass Storm. And that can absolutely work, man. If there's no Broodlords, just getting a crazy Immortal count could work, but it's just a matter of watching out for those Blinding Clouds, you know? Oh, that's a big ball! But yoink, 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 get over here, mother trucker. A lot of Trap's important units go down, and he doesn't have any Psystorm left, and Reynor's like, lol, I can push into that, dude. Your Immortals are going down. Well, Trap says, are they? Are they, bro? And he's building 3 Immortals at a time. So remember, he can replenish Immortals. 26 more Hydras on the way. Reynor, he senses he's got an opening here and he wants to push his advantage. But that is a juicy ball to the face. Remember that when the Vipers are on cooldown, this army needs to be a lot more careful, and still no lurker range. Reynor, what are you doing with your lurkers? Trap is pretty drowned on the money. Trap's income sucks. He's only on 65 probes. Yes, he's got a 4th up. But he's just starving, and he hasn't remade High Templar, which is the most important unit, because those Vipers have all been gathering energy. When they rejoin the front, he doesn't have any counterplay. Only now is he morphing in High Templar, and he's making a Mothership, which should be at the bottom of his priority list. A Mothership is a cool utility unit that can add some helpfulness, but he needs like 8 High Templar in this army. It's the most important thing. Disruptor's gonna zone out, and that was a big shot. Wow, catches a lot of the Hydras. There's no Psystorm though, and that's a problem. Ooh, his Disruptor's on cooldown. Here we go. The Vipers can abduct every single unit. Oh no. Good feedbacks, but he loses about 4 or 5 Immortals there. That base is now gonna get taken out, and a few Zealots do run in. Oh, he could actually click the hatch. Click the hatch and then run up into the main. Nicely done here by Trap. We'll take a base out, but he's gonna lose a base, and more importantly, workers, which he cannot afford to replace. More Zealots go across there. Those Zealots get cleaned up by the Hydra reproduce, and Reynor just running his Hydra Lurker around in a blob. It's almost pure Hydras at this point. He's like, oh, wait a second. You're building a lot of stuff to counter my Lurkers. Let's just have a giant mobile ball of Roach Hydra Viper and just abduct all your important units one at a time to their death. Trap's army is absolute shit. He's pretty screwed at this point. A nice game from Reynor. I shout out to him for winning without Seismic Spines. That's truly impressive. Disruptors are a great unit, but they're a bonus thing, you know. I think once the Vipers hit the field, you need to have an abundance of Storm and feedbacks. That's kind of what gets you there. Of course, these are energy banks. Evo chambers are the lowest cost for hit point structure that you can suck energy off with the Vipers. And Lurker denying this base, even sees the Zealots coming. Does have to be a bit careful with this army. 4, 5, 6 disruptor shots go forward. He says basically, hopefully you can't abduct every single one. Some insane storms, but unfortunately he doesn't have any energy left. He just doesn't have the army he needs. And Reynor here, being the YOLO lord that he is like, yeah, I'm gonna attack you with Mass Hydra at the 20-minute mark. I'm like, what? But he just realizes, hey, you don't have enough to deal with that. It's the most flexible, most mobile army I can make off this tech. Let's go, let's do it. GG. Did Pig talk about the part where Trap didn't make workers for 2 minutes during his pressure? Well, it wasn't a pressure, it was a timing attack that he was super committed to. He wanted to kill him there. I mentioned that. Yeah, it's kind of obvious, right? If he's sitting at 45 probes and he's warping everything in on the front, I think yeah. I think Trap had an amazing start, and that timing attack did not cut it. Raynor droned super greedy, built Ravages at just the right time, and did a fantastic job of defending at the third base. Looks like map 2 is, yeah, I did get the right map. Let's go. Oh, right, all right, all right. Up here in the top right-hand side in the blue, the Zerg player, the one and only, the young gun, the Italian stallion, the cheekiest smile of all the pro gamers. He is a Reynor. And his opponent down in the bottom left wants to get that hatch block off this time. In the red, the Protoss player, it is Trap. So Trap here did go for a 13 pylon to get this probe across the map super fast. Reynor is preparing to go for a 16 hatch, but he's going to see this probe with that Overlord. He just misses it. Oh, he sees it for a second, but he sent his drone out early anyway. And upon seeing the probe, he says, that's fine. I'll build one extra drone to 17 supply, and then we'll have 300 minerals just as we get to the third. And goes ahead and takes it. So Jin Air Green Wings for Trap is his team. Clash, of course, with a Q for Reynor. Both incredible players, but Reynor has looked unstoppable. I believe it was Rotterdam. Someone I follow on Twitter was like, ooh, I'm getting several 2018 vibes from Reynor this year. Where he just keeps making sick comebacks. He keeps winning maps that he shouldn't necessarily win. And, you know, it's cool because he's a different sort of player to Serral, right? Reynor... He is doing some, I guess what you'd call oppressive play. Like this lurker stuff he's doing in this matchup at the moment where he's like, oh, you can't kill me. I'm going to beat you in late game. But usually Reynor's a bit more in your face. You know, he's much more willing to mix in some all-ins and timing attacks compared to old school Serral. Serral these days definitely mixes in a lot more wild plays, but it feels more natural when Reynor does it for sure. Why didn't we see a Muta switch in that last game? People were saying in chat. Well, no reason to. So Mutas get wrecked by Blink Stalkers in head-to-head fight. So definitely if he lost his whole army all in one stage, he could have done something like a mass Muta swap, but we could see that he was winning with the units he had. So the one big problem with Mutas is that they're super all in. He wasn't preparing upgrades all game, so he would need to be preparing upgrades with that in mind. Problem is players have such good scouting at this level, and Mutas are so hard countered by Phoenix, and a lot of people will already go towards Stargates and Skytoss in the later stages. So even if you prepare, you're getting upgrades steadily on those Mutas, you're getting ready, you might be at a point where they already have 3 or 5 Stargates, and if they see the Mutas or realize you're doing it, and they get even 5 or 6 Phoenix out with range before you get there, they can just kill every single Muta without actually losing a single Phoenix, and that's a huge problem. So Muta swaps are kind of cool mid-game moves. They're good if you're being really aggressive. But Reynor there was playing a mega high drone efficient style where he was like, oh no, I'm gonna be more efficient with my units and I'm gonna be unkillable. So Mutas is more of a I don't know how to win the game in a straight up fight or be efficient against Protoss, so I'm gonna try and surprise you with a cheeky wave of Mutt-Mutts. You know, that's usually the sort of player you see going for that. It's not necessarily mutually exclusive, but it often just happens that way. So that is the thing. What could have Trap done much better earlier in the game? Chat's saying. Reynor's so good, what could he have done? Well, he committed really hard to the attack and it didn't work. So I think Trap probably thinks maybe there's some stuff he could have executed better with that push to micro it better. I do think that push just wasn't the most effective way of getting ahead. I would have liked to see a more traditional follow-up to the opening. Rather, that 6-gate push was really basic, and I also think he shouldn't have let Reynor snipe his probe and delay his third base as long as he did. I think Reynor kind of sensed what was coming a bit too early. So anyway, it is an Oracle opening again here. The Adepts here just shading around. They forced a bunch of Zerglings, and now they just go home, or they... Ooh, actually, he's going to go hide in the top of the map somewhere. Look for a shade in later in the game. Probe's coming. Yeah, the Zergling's like, oi, did you want to take an expansion? No way, but good micro by Trap. Trap wants that really fast third base here. He hasn't actually put on gases yet. So he's wanting third Nexus before even saturating gases. That's fascinating. I think he's a little slow on that. Oracle comes in the main though. One drone. Oh, only one. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Does miss out on the second worker kill. Zerglings come back in, but there is an Oracle at home. No way Raynor gets the cancel. But makes the Oracle use its energy on the defense. Gases have now been saturated. And this is what a more traditional follow-up looks like with Protoss. Ooh, Adepts do slide in. Only 2 kills though. So Reynor very smartly only committed some lings to the other side. What a lot of Zergs do, what I do, is I send all my lings to try to cancel the third. Those 2 Adepts come out of the bushes, out of the fog, shade in and kill 8 drones, 10 drones, 12 drones, and I lose my fucking mind. Reynor, though, was so ready for that. He's going to come pressure this third. You can see the sentries and the Stalker are going to defend the wall, and these Adepts are going to get in the choke point and defend the third. So those Adepts should be just fine. Shield Battery's actually not quite done. Oh, Reynor. Just before this shield battery finishes and the Oracles don't get back in time. What a dick. Well done, Reynor. Well done. It's not like it's crazy damage. It's just one of those things where it's such a narrow window before the battery finishes and he finds it. Behind this, Roachhorn, Lair, more drones are on the way. I hate this building positioning, by the way. I guess it stops units getting in there a bit, which can be nice, but it creates a choke point here where 2 force fields can trap you. I don't like buildings here. I like those buildings nestled in the back of the base, somewhere where they're not going to create a wall off for your opponent. Oracle's going to dive the natural. He'd love to get a bit more damage. I mean, the probing has been amazing from Trent. So he doesn't need nearly as much damage when he's doing this sort of build order. You can see he's actually up in workers. Oh my god, 2 more. 7 workers go down. And I think most of the Zerglings have died on this map. There's only 6 lings at home. More drones. There is a 4th base on the way. Double Robo only goes down now, so it's Blink into Double Robo. So Trap's a big fan of Blink Stalker play and those Disruptors. I do like the Disruptors with it, probably a little bit more than the Colossus. I also think if you get into it quickly enough, and you get like 4, 5, 6 Disruptors out against Lurkers and you start shaving them off immediately, you can really F up the Zerg if they don't get a quick hive. Now, okay, Reynor, yeah, his Roach count's building now. He's worried about these units coming to cancel his 4th. He's making Roaches, he's making Ravages. His Lings poke in, see that the 3rd is saturated. He hasn't seen the 6th gas, but he can probably assume it. And Robo Bay goes down immediately. Okay, this is an interesting setup now, because Reynor's even building some extra Zerglings here, which I think he's just going to use to do run-bys. And he's going to have his Roach Ravager on the front. He wants to... Right now, he's worried about losing his 4th. So Reynor's kind of just in survival mode. Like, just keep my bases alive. He's adding a 2nd Evo and a Bane Nest. The Phoenix sees the Baneling Nest in the 2nd Evo. I think Trap probably noticed that. You might want to just go Colossus here. Or at least get 2 Colossus to clean up the Lings and Banes a bit. Some people, like Parting, will go 4 Colossus and just rely on force fields and zap all your Zerglings and Banelings. These Oracles... 10 kills, 5 kills, and spotting some units as well. Did he tag? He didn't get any of the army, which kind of sucks. You really want to know where that army is. Zerglings here. Both armies kind of go past each other. There's a great wall off there. So that's an area which is nearly impossible to breach unless you break the rocks. So Reynor, I would like to actually see him hit the rocks. But he's going to go for the wall first of all. See if he can take out a gateway. A sentry warp in can always be brutal over there. Okay. Kills a gateway, runs away. Zerglings on the right. Oh, is he going to... Oh my god, I can't believe he's going to get a cancel on the 4th. Trap's got to be so triggered. He was looking so good this game economically, but he just lets Reynor pick away at him a bit. And the Oracles go in. They get 4 more drones, but I really think his Oracles should be on defense duty. I think at this point, the Oracles, maybe 1 minute ago, should have pulled back and been tagging the army. I think failing to do that is a huge mistake here from Trap. And that's why his 4th base got cancelled. Now, once again, he's getting pulled out of position. He needs to stay down here. That technically could get killed again if he isn't close enough. There we go. Now he's actually defending it, and he's getting on top of it. Charge and Colossus coming out. It's going to be real powerful. We see an Overlord dropship making, so he's going to get ready to drop some Banelings in the natural. And he's up to 92 workers. So you need an obscene economy. Remember, Banelings have gotten worse and worse in recent months against Stalkers, Colossus, Immortals, and Archons. Non-light units, they're nowhere near as good against them. Now, he sees all the Ravager Ling. Trap knows what he's up against, but unfortunately loses his only Oracle. He has one Observer out here, but his map vision is going to be much worse. He's relying on hallucinations, and he's got to check, hey, when's the hive? Now, if you're playing Reynor, and you know anything about Reynor, when he plays this style, even if he makes a hive, doesn't often make Broodlords as quickly as you're meant to. A lot of people, they rush Broodlords, but he's always so focused on anticipating his opponent trying to kill him. He'll show Broodlord tech, and he'll never build the Corruptors. He'll make Adrenal, he'll make +2 melee, +3 range, like he'll just keep upgrading, and he'll just have a billion Banelings and Ravagers. Raynor's favorite place is you attacking into him on creep and letting him surround you with this army. So he's very much keen to let that happen. Now, Trap's vision, he saw the hive, he can assume there's a Spire. Bane Drop comes in, saves 2 of the Banelings. Nice pickoffs. Now you want to get some cannons here as well, so he's forcing defense everywhere. This is a big army, though, and with 100 drones, yeah, you know, you can build a lot of stuff, but look at that, yeah. Think the Colossus are in the open? Nuh-uh. So Reynor wants to fight on the other side of the map so he can remax. I think there's enough sentries. Yeah, it's all going to come down to force field micro. Now, obviously, Trap's going to have to engage in this big central area, and these Banelings are set up to flank. So we've got 28 Banelings, 27 more on the way. I actually think he needs even more than that, does Reynor. He needs some spines to anchor this position. It's going to take him at least an army and a half, I think, to clear this huge army of Trap. We'll see, though. Oh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Oh, does he have enough force fields? They got through. The Banelings are coming through on all sides. Oh, no. He's lost most of his units. Uh-oh. Oh, is it enough? I think he's got one more round of force fields. Okay, Trap holds on. Keeps his army alive. Ooh, remember, Trap's only on 69 probes. This is what we would call a bit of a shit army, guys. He's got Zealots and DTs coming in there. DT Archons. Ah, he's trying to make the more gas-efficient Archons. Okay. Cost a lot of minerals, though, those DT Archons, but I guess he doesn't care too much, making this very gas-heavy army. Remember, Raynor can remax for days. These fights need to be efficient, and that means keeping your sentries alive. Notice Biles not only breaking force fields, but also landing on the army. Banelings kept threatening from the north there. Trap, these Archons really add a lot of power, but they're so bruised now. And I feel with nothing else going on anywhere else on the map, Reynor, his income is just off the charts. He's ahead about 1,800 minerals a minute right now. And that's so much. He's just permanently maxed. He's like, lol, 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 lol. And I actually think Trap needs to pull back. Remember what I said about he wants you to attack on creep. He's got more money and more army than you could possibly imagine. It's that exact same scenario that Reynor loves so much. He actually purposely leaves his Archons up. Where are his force fields? Is he out? He's out. Oh no, the Banelings. Just too powerful, mate. Where's his Prism? His Prism is a bit further back to the left. He's warping in more Stalkers. He's got to keep the Colossus alive. These red hit point Colossus, though, are going down. Stalkers come forward. He's still got 4 Colossi alive. Is this enough? Oh my god, Reynor's out of lava. Reynor's out of lava right now. He hasn't been injecting properly. He was microing so hard. Oh my god, he's done a pig. He didn't inject well enough. Hasn't got a macro hatch either. With 100 drones, you need more hatcheries. I think, though, these Stalkers... There's so many drones. DTs are doing damage. Stalkers are doing damage. He's trying to warp in. Oh, no, the Zealots! He doesn't micro the Zealots! Trap just fucked it up. He could have had 5 more Zealots still alive right now, but he didn't spread them. He's trying to do sick Prism micro, but not spreading those Zealots. Oh, no. He could have broken him there. This was so close, or he at least could have extricated those units. Oh, okay. The Bile misses the Observer. He's got a 5th that's finished, but I don't know, man. I think that's good enough for Reynor. He's still on 79 workers. Yes, he lost 20 drones, but he's kind of adding some of them back. Colossus drop's going to come in, which is super cute. Do not get that biled. I think there's play from here. If you've got some army left over, if you keep the Colossus alive. Without the Colossus, what are you doing? You're just building Immortals? And he's just setting up DT run-bys. And these are not bad ideas, right? You got to DT backstabs, try to rebuild an army with a proper core to it. Only 1 Colossus just sucks. And goodbye probes. Ugh, 6 probes going down. Can't afford that. Remember, his worker count was never that big. This was not Trap on a big 80 worker economy. He's been on 70 or less pretty much the entire game. DTs are going to snipe the spore. They need to get the hell out of there now. Run, run, run. No, don't keep fighting. I think, was that a DT in the main? May have been. Yeah, this was a bad move. There was nothing else happening at the same time. He's going to try to take advantage by Colossus dropping. No, Trap, get out, get out, get out, get out. Do not fly over the queens. He's going to try and hit that worker line. Snipe some of those workers with the Colossus. But Adrenal +3 is on the way. As I said, He'll make a hive. Doesn't even make the greatest spire. Reynor is just the most lair boy in the world in this matchup. He's like, no. Like, he's starting it now, but it's only when he's maxed and has bank and he's like, I guess I should start it. Maybe it'll bait them into attacking again. And it's a great way to play. If you have this big of an economy, you really can definitely dance in the mid game for a very long time. So there is 2 Colossus, a couple of Immortals and Archons. He's going to try to defend the Zealots. Need to pull back the Zealots. Oh, those Banelings. 2 Banelings are going to look for some juicy hits. More Banelings trickling, and he's just dead. He's outnumbered. Reynor's got too much here, and it looks like he's going to be taking... Oh, sorry, guys. The scoreboard. I accidentally flipped the scoreboard at some point there. My bad. Maybe that was right at the start. Obviously, Reynor's up a game, and it looks like he's about to be up a second game as well. For anyone who's just tuned in, yes, the scoreboard was wrong. Oh! Zealot force field! Trap says, no leaving for you, bitch! Get out of here! Colossus Immortal from the left, Zealots on top. Oh my god, that was a sick move. Such a shame you're already dead, Trap. You need to do those moves before you're dead, mate. Before you're dead. So he's going to attack with Mass Zealot into Ravager Bane right now. For those who don't know, that's actually a great way to kill a Ravager Bane player if you surprise them with Zealots and all their mineral lines, because it's very hard then for them to micro their Banelings without just running 5 Banelings into a single Zealot. In this scenario, though, you are what we called fudged. Reynor says, hello, goodbye. You say hello, and I say dead Colossus. It's 5 Immortals, a few Archons, a few Colossus. There's just nothing to talk about. A few Corruptors come in, take out 1 Colossus, they kill the Prism, now the others. Trap's fighting his heart out. And it kind of looks like the army's small, but the fact is, with that much supply, you know there's a huge reinforce behind this for Reynor. And Trap's making it so surprisingly close that you kind of look at this and you're like, Jesus, if he wasn't so far behind in these games, he'd really be able to do a bit more of it. But we're seeing him make amazing plays when he's behind. He's got to clean up his early mid-game. He keeps getting his 4th base denied, sometimes his 3rd denied. If he can clean up the setup stage, the early mid-game, and that, I think he's going to be in a really good spot. But for now, he's dead. Oh, it's pee time. He'll leave when he gets peed on. If your opponent doesn't know they've lost a fight, guys, unzip your fly and pee on them. Trust me, it works every time. A couple of shout-outs while we're getting to the very end of this game. There we go, as I said. if he doesn't know he's lost the fight, you're like, I'm going to urinate on you now. And he's like, he's like on the ground bleeding and shit. And you're like, dude, please tap. Just tap. He's like, no, I've still got a fight left in me. The moment you unzip your fly, he's like, okay, I'm done. Tap. I do not want to get peed on. I got Zealots in front of me, Colossi to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. That indeed was what those Ravagers sung as they died. Thank you very much, guys, for the support. We had Air Blade Orange. We had, with 100-bit cheer earlier. We had Spud Doctor with a tier 3 15-month resub. What is happening, my friend? What's up? And, yeah, big thank you to everyone for this support. You guys are being great. If you've got any questions, repeat them at the end of the games, and I'll see if there's anything useful to talk about at the start of the next game. Is Raynor Dustin from Stranger Things? Pretty much, yes. What's the best follow-up after doing decent damage like that, says Canadian Mike. There is no best follow-up. So StarCraft's a game of strategy. If Trap ended up winning with that timing attack in game 1, we would have been like, wow, Trap's a genius. Look at this great way. He used his advantage immediately and he won the game. Oh my god, it's a proxy hatch. Oh, it's a hatch block, actually, is what it is. Okay, so Raynor has gone pull first. He snuck a drone across the map. Trap's going right in, though, and he's like, whoa, what's this? Pull first, huh? So Reynor's going out to pretend he wants a hatchery, but he's actually going to go hatchery there, then hatchery here. Ooh, Reynor. That drone is sticking the middle finger up at the pylon as he goes past it, and Trap's like, oh, god damn it. So he's going to pylon block the follow-up expand. But I think, yeah, we'll see second gate. So Trap here says, okay, I'll just chrono 2 adepts across the map. And let's see you deal with that, Mr. Man who doesn't have gas or a normal expansion. Raynor here. 6 Zerglings immediately, though. We'll come across the map. Zealot gets chrono boosted. Trap using this second pylon that was blocking. Lets it finish to use it as part of his build. We'll need to remember to replace that as soon as the Zerglings get on it. You can see 2 Zerglings, his 7th and 8th, have been told to clear the pile, and the rest are told to go across the map. So Reynor now starts his 3rd. Quite delayed, but he knows his opponent's stuck on one base for a while. He starts a gas geyser, so he will go ling speed behind that. You can do a cute little 2 Zealot, 2 Adept counter attack here, which can be very nice. Probe does scout that. Those 2 lings are going to clear that pylon, so another pylon needs to go down at home for Trap. Right now, Trap, you need to build another pylon. Trap's forgot his 3rd pylon. Oh, rookie mistake. Trap. I mean, it's easy to forget it in this situation because your pylon's on the other side of the map and you're busy defending your wall, but now he's supply blocked. And only now does he realize and start that pylon. Oh, this looks like a lot of momentum right now. Raynor, I think he can kill that gateway. I actually think he could have killed that Zealot there. That Zealot came a bit too far. There is now an Adept out, though. He builds 2 Zerglings on the inside and runs into the main. Raynor, he's trying to get a queen out of here. Oh my god, Reynor is going to commit back on the front. He actually thinks he can distract him enough to get out the queen and then block it with a creep tumor. If he gets a creep tumor down, it's going to be so hard to retake this base. That's why the Zerglings are sacrificing their lives right now. He just wants to pile on the pressure. The Zerglings are going to actually surround that Adept, and this makes Trap worried about survival. Even though Reynor knows he's actually not going for the kill, he distracts, he surprises, and look at that. The queen gets the creep tumor, and she's going to guard that in the back of the base. The probe and the Zealot come down. They're trying to attack that. Oh no, Reynor! He wasn't blocking. He needed to block. But actually, the queen's still alive. She might survive to get more energy. The lings in the main have been cleared up. Ah, Reynor fudged that up. He should have been able to leave the queen there, and they would have had to go around. He could have body blocked that tumor. Ah, Reynor messed up. So now when this goes, the creep will disappear. Are we still committing? He's going to use the broodlings to try and bust out. So look at that. Trap. He's going to try and pull back. Broodlings do some damage. The lings are going to try and run by into the main. I think this is all going to buy enough time for another creep tumor. Yeah, it's already down. Creep tumor's down. It's turned invisible. Adepts take out these Zerglings, though. Reynor's committed a crazy amount to this, guys, and at this point, I feel like he wants to just leave. He's going to try and hide another creep tumor up there. He's trying to be as annoying as possible. But the Oracle is much better at Revelation than it used to be. Remember, it can spam that spell way more than it used to be able to. He's going to come in and try to take out a Zealot. Can he take out a Zealot before it dies? Oh, Reynor, you god. Oh, doesn't quite get it. 5 hit points survives. 5 Adepts going across the map. Reynor. What do you have to defend? You got a queen on your 3rd. Queen isn't even out in the main yet. His ling speed is ready, but he needs a lot more Zerglings. Reynor needs a lot more Zerglings. He's going to go for a backstab. But I think this is going to be very hard to deal with. There's an Oracle that's already out. One more building. Oh, nice pocket. He gets in the corner. The Zerglings do wrap around. One of those Adepts had a lot of surface area. These Adepts need to fight, mate. And they do fight. They take them all down. Pull back to the pocket once again. They're going to shade out of there. Oh, the Oracle actually just fights the Queen, but not able to take her out. The Oracle on hold position doesn't want to keep committing. Oh, get out of there, Oracle. This is okay damage, but not really. He's only on 1 base. Oh, that was not good enough for Trap. Trap just sacrificed all of his Adepts. Right? He got 1 drone. I mean, he gets rid of the tumor there using that Revelation. Like I said, Revelation is half the cost it used to be. Only 25 energy for an AoE detection spell. So, 3rd base gets cancelled? And it's the natural base, in fact. Is Trap just dead? Like, he's got oracles, but he needs to find damage with those. So, Raynor needs to double down on queens and get a 3rd base started. He's got the 3rd there. His Zerglings are continuing to deny any expansion attempt. Okay, there we go. The natural goes down. 3rd's never going to happen. These Oracles and Adepts need to find more. Right now, there's no Zerglings at home. Where those 5 Adepts failed abysmally, these 2 Adepts are going to succeed. And already 1 drone, 2 drones go down. 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, and the Oracles join in. Uh-oh, Reynor, he tries to hide in the pocket so it's hard to focus fire them. The spores do finish. 9 drones go down, though. That was very important. Trap needed that. And he's going up to 4 Oracles. He's starting a 5th. You know what? Reynor doesn't really have creep connecting his bases. He doesn't have that many queens. He's got 4, but most of them are out front. They can't really cover the main. So he's built a 2nd spore there. But these Oracles are not only going to defend you from Zerglings, but there is the potential to find massive follow-up damage. I actually really like the escalation of the oracles here. I think it's an awkward unit for a Zerg to deal with when they don't have that third hatchery up and those 3 mineral lines. You know, if the Zerg gets up their queen count quick enough, it's great. But if the oracles are just a bit ahead, I mean, they could kill those queens. So the oracles are going to dive in here, and I think those queens, yeah, Reynor's like, wait a second. The queens were running towards the oracles to fight them and then realized, wait, we can't even win this battle. Okay, just being careful for now. And no mining the third for you. It's going to hit the eggs? Oh, turn off that laser beam, dude. What are you doing? Okay, so we're going to stop at 5? 5 oracles? I think Reynor there being a bit ballsy. He does get 5 queens together, though. Behind this, Twilight is finishing up. We've got a 3rd and a 4th gateway. Templar Archives, Robo's done. 42 probes versus 38 drones. You know what? A lot of chaos, a lot of wild stuff going on. I love the opening from Reynor here on this tiny map, but at the end of the day, I think Trap is totally fine. Those 5 oracles could still at some point dive in on this 3rd and kill everything, right? Whoa, 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 YOLO's the queens. 1 oracle goes down, but 2 queens have already fallen. A 2nd oracle goes down, but now it's just 3 oracles versus 2 queens and pulls back that one on Reddit points. That's going to be 5 queens for 2 oracles. An amazing trade there for Trap. And now there's workers in the open with no anti-air. These oracles having an absolute fucking party, and Reynor, not quite enough anti-air. Needed to be more careful with those queens. He thought 5 queens with a bunch of transfuses. Surely that's enough, but 5 oracles have a crazy amount of damage. Oh, he dodges the biles and then gets back in the wall off. There's another oracle here at home. Trap turns it on. He's going to start focusing down those ravages with a shield battery that can be overcharged, an immortal, a few force fields. I don't think Reynor can bust him. Reynor's trying to drone up behind this. He's got a few more lings coming, but behind that, it's just going to be done and dusted. He's going to be droning. He is equal in workers. He's got a 3rd base. This is still a very close game. Reynor is so smooth with his transitions. Okay, battery overcharge does now go down. I'd like to see him micro that on the gateways to heal those, since he's not really fighting. But you know what? The oracles come in. They didn't have a lot of energy, but it's enough to pick off some of the ravages, and that's enough to turn Reynor around. Has to turn tail and run. Cybercore gets rebuilt. Up to 6 gateways here is Trap. Gonna go up to 7 and 8 gateways. So it's 8 gateway, 2 base charge, immortal, sentry, archon. Only 2 sentries without a lot of energy. And rah, Trap, you gotta stop letting your 3rd and 4th get cancelled, mate. Reynor, Nexus Hunter. Seriously. Can someone fucking make a meme where you get Dog the Bounty Hunter, but you make it fucking Reynor's face and he's the Nexus Hunter? And he's like, you'll feel the wrath of the fucking of the rain or something. You messed with the wrong Reynor, you're gonna get the fucking wrath of the Reynor, and all your Nexi are gonna get sniped. Reynor the fucking Nexus Hunter, man. What the hell? He's killed so many in this series. It's actually insane. It's crazy. You know what else is crazy? Spud Doctor. You're a fucking god. Can we slap some bacon in the chat, guys, to say a big thanks to Spud Doctor, showing some huge generosity there and gifting a bunch of subs. Slap some love down, guys. So this is pretty all in with no 3rd base. Trap's like 8 gate, make it or break it right now. There's 3 ravages. There is not a lot of force fields, but he's warped in 2 more. So Trap's going to look to catch the ravages with the force fields. If he can do that, that'll be great. Moving the spores forward, a 300 IQ move from Reynor. That's going to zone out the oracles and stop the prism from coming too far forward. Transfuse is going down. Man, the Zerglings try to distract in the back, but the Archon F's them up. Roaches and Ravages doing good, but those 2 immortals still represent a lot of damage. The Archons are still alive. The Oracles come in, adding their damage, and that Zealot warp in is very hard to deal with. The Queens are even trapping the Roaches, making it hard to retreat. Reynor went a little too far forward there. Zerglings coming in, but 2 more Archons join the fray. Just when you think Zerglings might be a good unit, 2 Archons and some Zealots coming in say, get the hell out of here. These Immortals, 12 kills, 7 kills, and 2 kills on this new Immortal that just rallied in. But look at this, he's just making more Zealots and Archons, and he can split Zealots into that top base now. He's holding position, he's saying, come and fight me, dickhead. Ooh, a bit of miss micro. Almost loses a Zealot there. Nice hold position though, and he's still got a few force fields. But Reynor picking off a few of the Zealots on the right. The units on the backside try to come in. He tried to get that Warp Prism with a Queen and a Spore. Wasn't able to get it. These Archons, though, are not in the fight right now. Trap's got to bring those in. This Archon on the top just killed 6 drones in 1 shot. The Prism gets out of there. It dodges the Biles. 2 sentries go down, but they were out of energy anyway. This is so close. 19 workers have fallen. If Reynor can hold, though, he's on 4 base versus 2. He can potentially get back in it, but you know what? 3 Immortals still stand healthy as ever. They have a total of 40 kills between them. The Archon's still there. The Zealots are still there to deal with the Zerglings. The Prism finally goes down. Reynor's 17th attempt to take out the Prism finally pays off. Trap kills the natural, pulls up this ramp. That Immortal's going to take a big beating, but he says, come up the choke point, buddy. Come and fight me up the choke point. Zealots are dealing with the Roach Rally up there as well. And Reynor unable to hang on. A crazy start from the Proxy Hatch Zergling Rush with the Creep Tumor Denial on the base. I think Reynor may have doubled down a bit too hard on the aggression in the early game. Trap ended up just countering so well with the Oracles and finding such sick damage. Even though he was on one base for a long time in the opening, yeah, this is enough. He's actually rebuilt a third base behind this as Trap. He's transferring workers, so even losing these Immortals, which does suck, it's not a 4-base Zerg, it's a 3-base Zerg versus a 3-base Protoss now. Probes are there. Remember, the natural got sniped. The 4th is bare and empty. There is a 3 Zealot drop coming across and 2 Archons and an Immortal building. It's a bit dangerous, actually. He's making another Archon and some Zealots, but I mean, what is the counter push? A few Ravagers and Roaches. Yeah, it's a sad Zerg army there. Zealots are going to come in and say, hey, buddy, if you don't come deal with this, you are completely all in. Prism flies over the Spore, unfortunately. Takes a few hits, but good micro by Trap, who's just going to try and man mode this army as it comes in, especially as the Immortal rallies out, which should be down here in a moment, the first Immortal. Ooh, Shield Battery goes down. That's unfortunate. Nice zoning with the Biles. The Zealots are kind of just fighting Roach Rally over on the other side of the map. Archons land a few big hits there, and that Immortal, that's the important unit. Woo! Ties up the series. Or not ties up the series, but scores a point on the board, finally. Oh my god. Hot damn. Hot diddly damn. That's a 2-1 advantage for Reynor, but Trap here, he gets a point on the board. Gets a point on the board. Let's see if he can tie up the series. Did people slap bacon in chat? Only a few did, guys. Can we have another go at that? A few people did it, but we need more people to join in, please. And, come on. Come on. Everybody, slap your bacon in the chat. Say thank you to Spud Doctor for those subs. I'm gonna join you guys, but we need some bacon slaps. 10 gifted subs cannot go unnoticed. That's right, the bacon's been left on the counter. It's moist. And it's making a nice slippity slap. Oh my god, Zetrich is in chat. Slap even more bacon down. Holy shit. Oh my god, another 10 gifted subs. Actually, I think that was even more. Zetrich just gifted like 12? 12 subs. Hot damn. Much love for the support, Zetrich. And the moistest bacon says thank you to you. For those who are sitting there, oh, that's not what bacon sounds like, pig. That's not what it sounds like. Get some bacon out of your fridge. Leave it on the counter on a hot afternoon. Let it get moist. Let it get moist. Beads of condensation on the surface. And then slap it on your kitchen counter until it makes that slippity slap. For those who don't know, here in Australia, we have a saying in school. It's called slip, slap, slop. And while some people claim it's about ice cream, I always thought it was about slapping bacon, because in pig culture, when someone is kind to us, we say thank you by getting our moist bacon out, leaving it out of the fridge until it's gross, and then we slap it on the counter. So thank you very much. Spud Doctor gifts another 2 subs there. Him and Zetrich are warring with their gifted subs. We really appreciate the support, fam. Thank you so much. A fair few what faces in the chat. Why does it sound like that? Thank you, fam. Thank you guys. Oh, Zetrich outdoes him again with 2 more himself. Oh, you guys are just battling. All right, guys. We're going to commentate that gifted sub war as soon as this game ends. For now, let's see. This probe Trap keeps accidentally mining minerals and then having to attack the drones. So I don't know if that's a bit of nerves or a bit of miss micro, but Trap there, when he micros like pig and accidentally mines the minerals so that he can't occupy the mineral patches, I always go, hey, was that on purpose? What the hell, buddy? He's going to be a chrono boosted adept, warp gate immediately. So he doesn't like giving away any tells. And it's going to be Twilight Council. A bit of a change up here for Trap. No more Stargates. 3 Stargates in a row. Excuse me. He's like, no, we're done with Stargates. We've done enough of it. Time to bring out the curveball. This guy's not even scouting much. Zerglings will push that back. They pull back from the probe. So no attempt to send Zerglings across the map yet. There we go. Okay, 1 Zergling's going to sneak across the top, but this adept's hunting for it. This adept, her job is to intercept scouting Zerglings. So this thing's going to come on the most mind-gamey path ever, right through the fucking middle of the map. Whoa. Robo's going down behind this, and we will see one worker pulled off each gas as Resonating Glaive starts. So this is how you do the Glaive Adept build, guys. Zergling's trying to get in the Stalker's like, oi! Oi, no! Shuts it down. Glaives and a worker off each gas. Ooh, it's an Archon drop. We're going to see a DT Shrine. Hasn't pulled off gas yet. Okay, okay, cool, cool. DT Shrine goes down. This probe's still scouting around, just making sure there's no Zergling flood coming across the map. So it stayed a bit too long on the map. No Zerglings will be able to catch it, I believe. Link speed finishes in 10 seconds now. So, of course, these are Heart of the Swarm seconds on the side of the screen. You can see they go pretty fast. Oh, not going to go out and save the probe. Apparently, no. Just who cares about the workers? Oh, if that attack went out, it could have saved it. So anyway, this is a 3-gate DT build, guys. Notice that Warp Prism chrono boosted starting at before 3 minutes 40. Really fast DT Shrine. And there is a third gateway. Wait, where? Wait, what? Oh, it's 2-gate? Trap, did you forget your third gateway, mate? Don't you normally go a third gateway with this? Is this I think that's too late. Oh my god, Trap. Trap forgot the third gateway. That's a noob mistake. Oh my god, Trap, I don't know, tired, tilted, shaking in his boots because he's got to play the bloody Zerg god Raynor. But he's only going to be able to make 2 DTs with this. I mean, it's still effective, right? This is four adepts are going to come in, but a little bit surprising there. I don't know this build exactly, so I could be wrong. 5 queens out front. What detection have we got? 1 spore in the main. That's it. The adepts are going to just go home right now. They're just running away. The DT is going to go for the third. Another one's going to go for the main base. Spores are going down. Reynor's like, oh shit, I don't see adepts. It's got to be DTs. Uh-oh. Panic. DT looking to go for that main, but oh, the Prism's got to stay close, dude. Oh, Trap's being a bit too careful right now. This DT does a really good job. Gets 1 drone, gets a 2nd drone. Can he get a 3rd? Yeah, you don't want to lose these. He does take a bit of hentai, but a little bit of hentai never hurt anyone. It's not an addiction if it's just 1 or 2 spikes. Stalker there and the Observer going to get the Overlord off the high ground. It's 3 drones. You forced a big reaction. As long as you get your 3rd up and defend it, that's okay for Trap. You didn't commit that much to it. I'm okay with that opening. I do think if that DT actually ran into the natural, he could have got more damage. He didn't know that though, you know, and it's dangerous to run in there because how do you save that DT with the Prism? It's a dangerous move. So conservative play out of Trap here. He makes 1 Archon. Where is his DT? He's got a DT that's going to try to run into the natural. Oh, okay, cute. Or maybe even deny the 4th the moment it goes down. You can like wait there, see when they take the 4th, run over, swipe it a few times, and then run away. It's looking, of course, to do an Archon drop. It's a very late Archon drop, but it's always a good move. There is a shield battery there, so Zerglings won't find anything. Ooh, we got to protect the probes, though. Zerglings just on hold position. He just got 2 drones. What did he kill 2 drones with? Was that the DT? I think it was. The DT ran in, got 3 drones before it went down. Archon in the main. Single Archon drop can't do anything, though. Just leave, Trap. Don't even bother. He'd like to focus down a few drones and then leave, but yeah. An Archon takes 2 shots. You need 2 Archons to be able to one-shot them. Alright, Adept Sentry Stalkers, lots of units here. 60 drones versus 59 probes. Now, the upgrade timing, really nice for Trap. Melee is on the way here, so Reynor looks like he wants to play Ravager Bane. No more of that Lurker play, hey? Interesting. Archon's going to come down. So I think Reynor's really adapting to the opponent. I think he's saying, you know what? You love to play Disruptors and stuff. That's actually pretty good in the early stage against Lurkers and stuff. Oh, no! You got to run. You always run the Observer away. So whenever you snipe a creep in the early game with an Archon drop, you've got to pull the Observer back. So a bit of a mistake there, because otherwise they do come forward. DT gets 1 drone and 2 Zerglings. These DTs aren't finding the damage. I mean, I like that they're running in there continually. But so far, if we look at the units lost, it's 2 DTs, an Observer, probe. I mean, he's done some damage. What is this follow-up push? 2 Immortals plus 1 Blink. Ooh, even more Sentries. So it's going to be lots of force fields. So the problem with this area is there is a big flanking angle where you can get surrounded, but there's no Ravagers. Oh, no Ravagers! Raynor! Bad map control! Raynor didn't even see this coming till now. His 4th is dead. He can't fight until he has Ravagers out. That's a huge mistake. His Zerglings need to find some answering counter damage. He could click on these pylons. He's going to try and break a hole in the wall to get out of there, but Oh, that was not well done. Reynor with a gap in his map vision. And he lets this army just creep up on him without realizing. He had the money for the Ravages, he just didn't see a reason to make them yet. Oh, okay. He wants to trap him now. He says, okay, all right, buddy, let's fight, let's fight. I actually think this is not a great fight for Reynor, though. If Trap just warps in, he can fight right here. Yeah, Trap doesn't need to pull back. I think he could have already got another Stalker warp in. One Immortal does fall. Oh, he's pulling back. What is... This was a bit of an awkward retreat. He loses almost all of his sentries. Oh, obviously, Reynor can't chase him, but I don't know. I feel kind of like he had enough Stalkers. I do think if he just warped in Stalkers and fought that, 1 or 2 more force fields to slow the advance. So I think Trap there may be over-respecting this army from Reynor. Reynor was like, shit, I gotta do damage, and I don't actually think that was the case. So Trap there, I think, giving Reynor a bit too much respect. Obviously, if he takes that fight and loses his whole army, it's terrible. Oh, Reynor there trying to anticipate the movement of the Prism, hoping he's not watching. Now, for those who don't know, if you're looking elsewhere on the map and someone puts a Corrosive Bile on top of one of your units, you get an attack warning immediately before the Corrosive Bile lands. But if you put it that far in front of it, it doesn't happen, of course, because there's no way the game is going to give you a warning for that. Ooh, goodbye, 5th hatchery. Nice. Immortal drop. Now, this is not a terrible situation for Trap. It's just the sentry count being depleted makes his army less scary for a while. This is an awesome trap on these Zerglings. Did you hear that one, guys? Or I said, it's Trap. His name's also Trap. Ooh, Immortal drop. Gets the 5th snipe again. Trap being very annoying with this. And he says, hey, you don't have a Spire. If you don't build a few mutants or something, like, if you don't invest in some very expensive tech that you don't really want, I'm going to keep being annoying with this. Behind it, Colossus are on the way. So single Robo Colossus charge. He does warp in more sentries, but as I said, very little energy on them. So he's going to get 1 wave of force fields out in the next minute, and then he's out. So he's got to wait a long time. He's warping in more and more sentries. The Immortal drop comes back in. Oh, Reynor. Oh, Reynor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what city are you from? Tilt Town? He's gonna be fucking mad. That's the 3rd time that got sniped by the exact same move. Reynor, I'm telling you, a player of Reynor's caliber has got to be angry at himself when he lets that happen. There is no reason why he should be letting that happen. He should just leave 15 Zerglings up there. And right now, by the way, Reynor's made the NA army. Now, what's the NA army, Pig? So the NA army is where you mass Ravager. Ravagers are one of the most expensive tier 1 units in the game. 100 gas each, they cost 3 supply, and their damage output is best described as diddly fuck. It literally is just shit. For their cost and their supply, Ravagers don't do damage. Their Corrosive Bile is big. But if you aren't able to have effective Corrosive Biles, you've just spent 60 supply on a blob of shit. It's very hard to close with your opponent as well. Because they're so chunky, they get stuck behind each other. There's no Banelings. There's no supply-efficient units in this army yet. He's got a lot of bank. But before a fight happens, Reynor needs to make a shitload of Banes, and he's going to need to find a surround. He's got +2 melee, but he doesn't have a lot of Banelings to take advantage of that. He's trying to stay more mobile with Zerglings, but it's a scary moment, dude. It's a scary moment. Like, if you don't have Banelings more, if you can just die, and I think Trap's getting a bit antsy. He's got a little bit of a Protoss boner at this point, and he wants to finish it. Whoa, Trap! Oh, he's maxed. He can't warp in. Oh, he's got a Colossus. If the Colossus stands next to the battery, it can kind of do okay. He traps half the Ravagers. The Ravagers kill some units, so the Biles do good, but look at how fragile they are. They're even weaker than Roaches. They die so quickly. He's already lost half of those Ravagers. The Stalkers just blink on the Ravagers to spread out. It's a bit of a basic spread, but it does the job. DTs are very going to slowly clean that up. What a shit show of a game. Oh, it's just hardly any Banelings on the D here for Reynor. Reynor just wanted to delay him with these run-bys. He wanted him to go home, but Trap's like, oh, fuck this shit. I know how you play this game. I'm just going to push in. I'm not going to give you time. A 4th Colossus rallies in. And you know what? He loses a lot of economy, but he's still on 45 probes behind this. And this army just looks unstoppable. 3 Immortals anchoring. 3 Archons, 4 Colossus. He does a big old spread. He's showing his gymnastics. Trap there, doing the splits. And the Banelings unable to find the mark. The drones do kill 2 Immortals. They say, yeah, we're fighting units now. But look at the micro. Oh, 1 Colossus gets caught. Reynor actually almost holds on, well, not really almost, but he does surprisingly well for how few units he has there. And Trap ties up the series with a very nice play. A messed up 3-gate DT opening. It's 2-gate DT opening. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. He definitely could have afforded the gateway. He had the money for it. But yeah, GG, well played. Holy shit. That was fun. We got a tied series. We've got a series on our hand, fam. Next map is going to be Death Aura. Remember, this is a best of 7. A best of 7. That's right, guys. It is 2-2. We're going to go into that final game. Let's do a couple of shout-outs there while we take a look. Ice Solder with 100-bit cheer. Vici V Recon with the 18-month resub, a year and a half. Spud Doctor and Zetrich both just throwing gifted subs to the chat. Much love, everybody. We really appreciate the support today. Thank you, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please click the follow button. If you're on YouTube, I guess follow is subscribe. If you're on Twitch, subscribe is go to my Patreon, right? Do everything. Support the channel. If you guys are new, just remember, I am the table dancer for the evening, and I do put out my large game knowledge on display for you. So, you know, not to tout my assets, but I put them out there, and, you know, I try to explain the build. So if you guys have any questions you'd like answered about these games or any insights, shout them out in chat. And it doesn't look like there was any questions towards the end of that game. But if you guys have a question, always shout at the end of a game. We'll see what happens. Wolventhor, thank you very much for the 2-month resub, mate. Welcome back. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love, dude. Cool. Cool. So what's interesting this game, guys, is Trap. Game 5 in a best of 7, not scouting. It's a great call. Reynor's not going to 12 pull you. It's a trash build, man. It's a trash build. You don't need to scout. He might scout after going Cybercore. 20 Nexus, 20 Cybercore, and then go scout. But he might just wait for the Adept. And I actually love it. If you're going to not scout for this long, I love just not even going across to the probe. Be like, why even bother? I don't even need to do it. Just not bother. But Trap there, bit of a normie, is like, I guess I should at some point confirm that my opponent's not on one base. I guess I should check he's not ling flooding me with his probe. Okay. But what this does is you just have extra minerals mining by having one extra probe on the workers. Earlier gas, earlier minerals. Everything's just a couple seconds faster. Your oracles, your adepts. Everything just clicks that little bit better. Your opponent has to deal with the adepts. The oracles coming just that tiny bit faster. It makes things harder for the Zerg player. So as long as your Zerg opponent is never doing a 12 pull, you can just do that every game. And that's why often we don't see it every game, because the Zergs will be like, oh, this guy does no scout a lot of the time. I'm going to mix a 12 pool in there and just sneak a win off him. Do a little Zergling flood, something like that. But we'll see how it goes. Apparently, Reynor got supply blocked by a dead Overlord when I was saying he didn't have Ravages he needed. Apparently that happened as well. So apparently he was even supply blocked there by an Overlord getting killed. So I don't think he saw the move out, though, either. Otherwise, I feel like he would have tried to run out in front of the army and scare it back, but maybe he was afraid of the force field, so he just decided to give up that 4th base. But good point, chat. Massive thanks to Jade Oleander. Not Ollivander, Oleander. So Jade with the big 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Slap that bacon down, fam. So this looks like a similar opening, but look at that, guys. Only 2 workers on each cast. So this is the Glaives version. Raynor should know what's coming, though. So we're going to get to see what a textbook defense looks like. He has skipped Ling speed and instead gone really quick Overlord speed in the main. Now, this could get mega punished. If your opponent chronobists 2 adepts across the map and you do this, you're like there with 2 queens, 4 slow Zerglings, or 6 slow Zerglings, 2 adepts shade in, and you're like, oh shit. They're like running circles around your base because you don't have Ling speed at 3 minutes 30 to deal with it. Your Ling speed's so delayed. But Reynor comes in, 2 Overlords scouting, and he sees 2 workers on each gas. He sees going up to 4 gateways, sees the lights flashing on that Twilight Council there, as you can see. Be warned if you guys are looking for physical tells like that, or for instance, these lights flashing on the next side to show probe production. It is different depending on the skin of your opponent, what those tells are. So just make sure you know what it is for each skin set, if you're going to rely on that. So he does start a Roach Warren a little bit earlier than I expected. Spine Crawler in... Oh, it's an anchoring spine out front the base. Fascinating. It's on 4 queens, going up to 6. He's going to go 6 queens, and he's stopping on 39 drones. So because he invested in that Overlord speed, which doesn't really help in the fight, Reynor is saying, I got to be really conservative. Just 1 gas geyser, 2 mineral lines, maybe a couple of drones on the 3rd. And from there, just queens, queens, queens. Lots of Zerglings to surround the initial waves. And as the Roach Warren finishes, he'll swap into Roach production and then start adding drones as this goes on. So the queens are going to come forward to fight this. The Spine Crawler adds massive DPS. So the Adepts have to back off from that. This was parting. on the second warp in, he would shade up here into that little corner and let it finish. But Trap is not parting. And I expect a bit more probe production behind this. Has a fourth gas. Is not probing right now. Has already queued an Immortal though. Ooh, Trap's doing a timing attack follow-up potentially. Could just be for safety, but it's a very quick Immortal. Does this finish? No. Cancels the shade, pulls back. That Spine Crawler really adding a lot of DPS. Great repositioning there by Reynor. Uh-oh. The queens are going to go down there. One queen falls. Remember, he has a lot, so he can afford to lose some of these queens. He's got to cancel the shade. He does at the very last second, but going deep is Trap, and now he's in the corner. He's got to get out of there. Does get one more queen. Nice recall. Saves one adept that doesn't get recalled. Still loses a fair few adepts. 5 adepts for 3 queens. Does threaten and scare Raynor, but Raynor was already droning as he was cleaning that up. So Raynor's work account is going to explode. Meanwhile, 2 sentries, an Immortal, a second Immortal. That is the setup you need for a big, strong push. 2 more gateways going down. 4 more gateways. Oh, it's an all-in. Reynor sees it as well, though. He sees the gateways going down. Let's go to Raynor's camera, guys. Reynor just saw that. I'm not sure if he noticed. He's kind of busy right now. Single adept comes in, forces a response. He's droning. If I was Reynor, I would build at most 3 or 4 more drones, and then I would just 100% go Roach Ravager. Now, Reynor is much more capable of obviously defending on that knife's edge of greed. He does go 2 more gases, which will take him up to 5 total. He's still taking a 4th. He's spreading creep. I don't think he noticed that extra gateway going down, because he's still droning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And you know what? Even just that, runs forward, snipes the tumor. Trap's like, doop-de-doop-de-doop, look at me. Reynor! Look, he's blind on the map. This is what I was talking about in that last game. He went blind on the map. And once again, he's going to 66 drones on 3 bases without scouting. Now, I can see why Trap committed so hard to that push in game 1. Reynor doesn't even have Zergling spotters out. He literally sees the army as it arrives on his doorstep. This was a huge mess up here from Reynor. Because look at that. A ton of adepts are here. Lots of sentries. 2 Immortals. Oh, this is brutal. He's even got a sentry that he saved in the warp prism there. And he traps half the roaches immediately. Oh, you're going to engage that with Zerglings into that many adepts? No way! Absolutely crushed. Once again, no Ravagers, way too many drones. He's caught with his pants down. Reynor had a good enough hold. He should have been able to drone up just to a safe amount and defend. But he went 20 drones ahead of his opponent, 6 gases, 4 bases. There wasn't even a Nexus on the other side of the map. Reynor with some incredibly lazy scouting in this game. And you know what? He's been so powerful, but this is the sort of risk-taking that Raynor's known for. This is something you would never see Serral make this mistake. Never. Not in 100 years. Such a basic timing from Trap, but Reynor was just lazy with his scouting. And that's the difference between the players. Is the thing is, Reynor will take some more risks. He'll ignore things and just focus on other stuff, and sometimes he will jump ahead because he cuts those corners a little bit more, but it also exposes him to weakness. If his opponent commits to a nice sharp timing attack, sometimes he is caught slipping. That's exactly what's happened here. I still think Raynor's a lot more dangerous because of that. The thing is, he can lose a game like this and not be affected by it. Even here, look at how well he's scrambling. Is he not going to die? Surely he dies. How the fuck is he not? How does he hold on so well, man? This is the thing, is Reynor sometimes doesn't even see out because he's like, look at that. He was so greedy. He went 20 drones. He took a 4th base he didn't need. He almost survives. Trap takes a very tight win there, but I look at that and I go, are you serious? Reynor, no scouting. That's a high intensity match. Reynor was just like on autopilot doing his thing. He's like, cool, I defended your adepts. Now we drone up. That's what we do, right? Yeah. We shake on it. Adept pressure, then no rush till mid game, yeah? Trap's like, nah, just gonna go 8 gates while you have Overlord speed scouting the gateways going down. I gotta be critical of Trap as well, actually, to be honest, because I was like, well, this doesn't seem like a good idea, right? Sometimes being decisive and being aggressive, even when it's maybe not the most advisable, sometimes it's the way, guys. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it pays off. What can I say? He gets the win there. Both players kind of doing odd things. Trap's odd thing working out a lot better, though. He did deny the Overlord. It only just scouted the extra one of the last 4 gateways going down. So it scouted the 5th gateway starting, but he didn't notice it. Up here, representing Jin Air Green Wings, he wants to block his opponent's base. It is Trap. 1 game away from becoming the champion. Down here in the bottom left, he was up 2-0 in this series. Wait. Did he just win 3 games in a row or 2? I'm getting confused, guys. Was it 3 games? Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember. See, so Trap won... Oh, he won Submarine, didn't he? And then he won Ice and Chrome, and then he won Death Ore. Yeah, he just won 3 games in a row. Okay, I was just making sure I had the scoreboard correct there. He just won 3 games in a row. Sorry, guys. Resume that cast. Let's go. Oh, no. What just happened? Oh, no. Has that been like that the whole time with the preview? I hope not. There we go. Just bugged out for a second there. Let me fix that. Hope you guys like Domicons. Shout out in chat if you're a Domicon fan. Over here on the right, we got the hatch going down on the 3rd. So it's been blocked, and that's something Raynor had mostly avoided. Remember with things like I think last game was a 14 hatch to avoid that happening. Wait. Actually, did he go 14 hatch in the previous game? And it was against a no scout from Trap? I believe it was. I can't believe I didn't mention that. I was talking about something else and I got distracted. Sorry, guys. I believe it was a really good start for Trap, the no scout. But this time, Trap gets the block off, so it's like, yeah, I would say maybe it slightly favors the Protoss, but Zergs are almost more used to this. I feel like we're at a point where Zergs are so used to taking their 3rd base that they're actually more comfortable with that, and their win rates might actually be higher taking their 3rd than their natural now, just because they're more used to this situation. Whereas when the Protoss just doesn't scout and hits like a tighter timing, it's a little bit more surprising for them sometimes. The probe once again is mined 5 minerals. Trap, always messing up his probe harass micro, man. Drones being pulled off gas a little early. It doesn't even start link speed just yet. Raynor really just wants to get queens, drones. So he's saying, I don't want to interrupt Zergling production. I want all the minerals going to drones, queens, Zerglings. Only then starting link speed. So delays it a couple seconds, but no big deal. I wouldn't mind Trap going double adept on this map, especially since he's going back to Stargate, back to the Oracle that he loves so much. It didn't do too well in game 1 or 2, but it did win map 3. That was after a messy start, though. As far as I can tell, Trap's actually looking way better against Raynor head-to-head with the DT and Glaives builds, the Twilight Council openings. And there is a second adept on the way, not being chrono boosted. That's okay. This adept is hunting for Zerglings, will not find any. I love that the probe is chasing the Zergling. Good on you, Trap. So Trap's still just trying to get some insurance with the probe, making sure there's no Zerglings flooding across. Raynor just droning here, very standard, leaving one worker on gas. It's going to give him a bit of flexibility if he needs a quick lair or anything like that. Overlord saw the second adept pop out and is now going to sacrifice into the main to try and see what the tech is, but that's very far away to the point where this Stalker might even kill the Overlord before it sees the Stargate. Just good placement. Probe comes in, sees drones. Yes, it gets shut down, but it sees not many workers mining gas. It sees a Spore starting in the main. It's all good info. Second gateway is there. Reynor still doesn't know what's going on just yet. That Stalker's going to deny it. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Trap. Shade. Oh, whoa. Where is the shade, Trap? Trap was trying to do the stutter step, but the moment a Zergling got between the two adepts, oof. Okay, one adept should get out of there. Is there a unit to replace it? Needs to immediately shade this behind the wall. You run it there, shade it behind the wall, and you put a new unit in the wall. That unit will die if it's in the wall. No, don't just run it to the wall, Trap. Mistake! The Oracle dives in, gets 3 workers. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, Stalker does body block, lets the Adept get behind the wall. Good micro by Trap. Gets 3 drones as well, which is a great first wave. So this is a good start. No Spore on that base. It wants to start a Spore here. It does now go down up to 4 queens. We've got 2 queens. 1 in the main, 1 there, 2 out front, and we've got 2 more queens building. So Reynor's going to do like a rule of 1 gas, 6 queen opening. So he wants to just have an abundance of queens. And against the Sky Commander, Trap, the guy who was one of the best Oracle harassment players in the game, it's a good way to play. It's a really good way to play. You've got to make sure he doesn't get out of control with his Oracle harass. Oh, and that's exactly the sort of stuff you need. Well done. 1 Oracle goes down. That's awkward for Trap. I mean, he's killed a few drones, so it's not the end of the world, but this Oracle needs to stay healthy. That's a very useful unit for the future. And it's past 5 minutes and there's no third base. So what is this follow-up? It's going to be an Archon drop. Oh my god. Wait, what just happened? Did Adepts just run in? Sorry guys, my observing's been terrible. Apologies. I'm gonna try and catch things a bit better. I'll do some rewinds of this early game. It looks like some Adepts ran in maybe and killed some dudes and then shaded out. Really bad observing. Sorry about that, guys. I'll focus a bit. Zergling's gonna come into the natural. Interesting. Oracle, didn't really need to turn on its laser. So we're going to see a High Templar Archon drop. Now if the Zerglings find that, that's really bad. Oh, so he can't morph Archons now. Oh. Ooh, yeah, High Templar are very soft units. There we go. Okay, Oracle does guard the warp in. So it's an Archon drop, but it's a very slow Archon drop. And charge only now starts. There's no real follow-up pressure. This third base is not very quick. I'm not a fan of this opening. I really prefer a much quicker third with a Stargate opening. I think without the quick third, you're suddenly like, okay, now let's find some damage with this Archon drop. But it's like 6 minutes 20. This is not fast. Yes, you've done some good waves of Oracle Adept. You slowed down Raynor. It's got to be careful, though. That Queen count is going to be very good for zoning out that Warp Prism. So yeah, just be conservative. You force the drones off the line. Mining time is good. Where is the Robo? So no Observer. That's a problem. You should always build an Observer to nip the tip off the creep. The creep scission. You know, get the incision on the creep. Because otherwise, that's just going to spread. There's 3 tumors getting way too much creep spread out. That's going to be a problem later on whenever you want to push. Ooh. Oh, okay. This is going to be a Charge Lord Archon bust. So I think we're going to see the third mineral iron get saturated. I don't think we're going to see gases there. But with this gateway count and no forges, Trap needs to make a prism right after that immortal. If you do this with only 1 prism, I think it's a rather bad attack. But if he gets a second prism, drops 2 Archons in the main, warps in Zealots there while the rest of the army attacks the third, it can be great. One problem though, an Overseer sees it all. Massive gateway explosion, no forge, Templar Archives was not being spinning or chrono boosting. Reynor's got to look at this and say, whoa, I don't need to do anything but mass Roach Ravager right now. And especially when his Overseer comes over and sees no gases on the third. And this is a big timing. The Archons are in the main, which can be nice. He wants to warp in the Zealots. No, don't do it, Trap. Do not do it. You are not set up for this push yet. Oh no, Trap, you can't lose your prism. You can't lose it. Oh my god, that's it. That's it. He was committing everything to this push, and now he just can't do it. He just has to go home. Gases, and yep, second Robo Bay, and gases on the third. He just has to go back, completely change plans. I really do prefer a second prism if you're committing that hard to an attack, but yeah, this is a disaster. This is a disaster, mate. So Trap's whole plan once again gets scouted. Reynor's just been on top of the, the scouting in the main this game and sees the gateway, sees no forge or tech or anything like that. Masses Roach Ravager, gets in position. Zerglings walk into the natural and the main at the same time. Those Stalkers are expensive units. You don't want to use them. You don't want to lose them, sorry. You don't want to replace those either. 1 probe goes down. They do get cleaned up there, and a few Zealots warping in to the main base. Zealots going to clean that one up eventually. Okay, so no big damage there, but Reynor opportunistically tries to dive. This is a silly attack. There is no reason to be attacking right now for Reynor, in my opinion. Throws away a whole lot of roaches just for some force fields, and that's really good for Trap. I think the fact that Reynor is getting so aggressive here actually trips him up a little bit. He's droning now, but he could already be at 85 drones and be in an unstoppable position as it is. Melee only now starts. Baneling's Nest only just starts. He's only up a handful of workers, and Disruptors are already going to be hitting the field. The upgrades are super late for Trap, but they are for Reynor as well. So, all things considered, I look at this game and say, you know what? It's playable for Trap. He had some great comeback micro in the early games of this series. He's just got to survive the next minute or so and then work towards a 4th. He's building a second forge. Wait. Did his first forge die? Or is that... Oh, no, that's still the first forge. Never mind. Apparently, he never started +1. Okay, gets a few Ravages. Not bad. Oh, those force fields, not the greatest. This is a bit of a wild attack here for Reynor. Reynor just wants to keep him off a 4th base. Behind this, he's mixing drones and units up to 80 workers. Baneling speed, second Evo chamber, so he's going to add some range upgrades. I like the way he's bullying Trap here. This is just a good way of keeping pressure on. Observer does see those roaches run to the right, so I would love to see Trap hunt those down and get like a Warp Prism out on the map and his own pressure. He's got a Warp Prism here. He's got a potential push, I guess, with this. I just think microing it's going to be really hard. Disruptor, Charge Lot versus Ravager Bane is really hard. Once again, Reynor does not want to make banelings till their bane speed's actually ready to the last second, but that opens up a push timing. Trap, no fourth base though. This is so committed, and this has been one of the problems with Trap in the series is the inability to secure a fourth base behind his pushes. Even when he snipes off a fifth or takes a good fight here or there, he doesn't have the economy behind it. And you know what? Roach is coming in for a counter attack. What are you going to do at home? He's going to warp in a couple of zealots. That's not going to do it. Oh, a big disruptor shot takes out the Ravagers. Now, those Roaches are no doubt doing big damage behind this. Oh, that disruptor shot from behind did jack all. The Banelings don't do shit either, though, so not a bad fight, all things considered. Oh, that disruptor shot unable to land, and now Trap has to micro at home. He's going to try to micro both fights at once, but he's going to lose all those Stalkers. And he's on 3 base. You know, he needs to kill this. He needs to kill this base. He's taking too much damage. All of his probes being forced to fight at home. He's going to get the 4th. He'll deny the +2 range, but he's already lost 14 workers. And Reynor here with this Roach counter attack, catching Trap in between warp-ins. That disruptor shot, that first disruptor shot, if it got off, it might have been okay, but now Trap's trying to force the issue, and those Banelings are the problem. Watch the Banelings. A Ravager gets a Queen. A Disruptor, sorry, gets a Ravager and a Queen. A few more Banelings spreading in. There's just not that much left here. Good spready there from Reynor. And Oracle, no stasis traps to fall back on. It's going to try and use its lasers. I don't know if that's enough, man. The other Stalkers are coming across to join up with this attack. Most of the Banelings are gone. It's 3 base versus 3 base, but the worker count for Trap, much worse. 45 versus 73. Reynor has been a little bit slow to rebuild hatcheries. He now says hatchery, hatchery. He's going to take a 4th and a 5th at the same time. But he is up in income rather substantially. So he's looking okay. Did he get his +2 melee, by the way? Only +1. So that's a bit of a shame. He does need to start that +2 melee. He's got a crazy Ravager count, man. Reynor is a guy who loves to just make billion Ravagers. Like, very few players do that effectively. But Reynor seems to be rather consistently making it work. And no, you can't. Okay. I was like, dude, if Trap loses another 4th base in this series, I'm just going to have a friggin' heart attack, man. The inability to keep those 4th bases up has really been hurting him. Alright, Blink Stalker's there going in to pick off the Creep Shoomers. Does dodge the Biles. Zerglings surround the Zealots. More Zealots will go clean that up. It's just Ravager Bane, 71 drones, but oh my god, a big ball. Big ball, big ball. Yeah, he wants to go bowling, man. Zealots do alright there. +1 attacks finally finished here. Uh-oh. Broadside, broadside. He's looking for the flank. Banelings do not great against the Stalkers. Accidentally keeps throwing the Disruptors from far behind off his control group. Trap's got a nice forward position, but remember, there's no arc. There's 1 Archon, no Zealots. So even just Zerglings and Ravagers getting on top are going to be actually quite decent because there's none of those really hard-hitting units in the thick of things. Disruptor comes out. 1 Ravager. Great zoning Ravager shot, Disruptor shots, and pulls back so that he's got a single choke that he's kind of facing. Whereas when he's out there, he's got these 2 big flanking angles. So Trap making sure he doesn't step too deep. He's really zoning out with those Disruptors. I wonder if Colossus would be a good idea. I feel like at this point, you got 7 Disruptors. If you go Colossus from here, I actually think it's amazing. I guess the only problem is that... Oh, he's doing Disruptor drops. Very cute, very cute. The only problem is that you're kind of not wanting to be vulnerable to Corruptors. And that can be a little problematic, but I think with good Stalker micro, you should be okay. This Oracle should just be tagging this army the whole time, giving you vision so that you can go forward and look for Disruptor shots. Reynor's income has shot up, remember. This base as well. Oracle takes out 1 Ravager. Burns all of its energy, though. Oh, man, that's a lot of creep spread from earlier in the game. That creep spread's out of control. He's back up to 61 probes. His Trap. He's got a pretty good army, but remember there's no force fields here. He's going to throw out some zoning Disruptor shots, but oh! The Baneling flank! The Baneling flank! He takes out those Disruptors. There's still 3 on the right that haven't fired. He needs to protect the Immortals. You got to save the Immortals and the Archons. Okay, good shot. There we go. He saves 1 Immortal, 2 Archons, but oh man, he lost a lot of his important units there. Did Trap. That Baneling flank on the Disruptors was great. Now these Zealots do get in. They force the drones off the line. They take out 2 of them. But these are very valuable units Trap's losing. Now the thing is, Reynor's not really progressing his composition. His worker count's not that extreme. He's replacing drones, trying to get back to the 80s. But because Trap's been in this low income situation as well, I feel like he's been trying to press the issue maybe a bit too much. The creep keeps getting replaced. Shout out to Reynor for being so dogged with that. And +2 attacks finally on the way for Trap, but man, Stalker's not my favorite unit in this situation, to be honest. I feel like Stalkers are great whenever you have sentry retention. And the moment all your sentries are dead, they just feel like a very average unit, you know? If you've put yourself in a position where you're ahead economically, great. You know, and you can just force fights and they'll trade okay. They're mobile. Oh, no! Oh, good micro. Good micro there by Trap. Spreads the probes. Could have been a lot worse. His army's still kind of fragile, though. He's got to really give a bit more respect. But he's distracted right now. Uh-oh, where is the disruptors? There they are. Okay, Zealots on the right-hand side, gonna find weakness, but the Prism's going down. He has nothing to clear this up. Finally, Stalkers warp in. He's like, can you get out of my base, please? Zealots coming in on the left, Zealots on the right. The army still posturing around the middle. That Baneling counterattack was crucial. It brought him the attention away from Trap. So Trap was not able to notice the Prism, and he only gets a few workers here. On the left, the Zealots cleaned up. On the right, the last Zealot eventually does get cleaned up here. And look at the upgrades. +2 melee, +1 range, only +1 attack. +2 attack is coming in for Trap, but it's not there yet. And what's he doing with his composition? He's making disruptors. After that, guys, he's deciding to follow it up with some disruptors, followed by more Stalkers, and then some more disruptors. I don't know if this is the composition you want. Finally, a Colossus powers up. I think we need to see 2 Colossi and the Viagra. Please get the Viagra. He's short on gas right now. He's just taken these gases, and he's going to need to move out to a 5th base. There isn't really an onus on Trap to kill Reynor at this moment. There's no hive tech, but it's just the fact that Reynor has a much more powerful army. Those Banelings need to be defused. And Archon gets taken out by Biles. Big disruptor shots. Unfortunately, he clumps them a little. Quite a few Ravagers do go down, though. Stalker's going to pick off quite a bunch. Some good micro there. By Trap. Still no hive, remember. But Trap needs a 5th base. His bases are mining out, and even on just 60 workers like he's been, he definitely needs that base. He's going to Colossi now. He's got to remember the Viagra upgrade. Where is that Robo Bay? I think it's on the 3rd, isn't it? So the extended thermal lance, he's forgotten it. For now, he didn't have the gas before, remember. It's a very busy game. At any moment, Reynor could crash in and kill him. If he's caught by a Baneling flank again, he might just die. So when those Baneling flanks come in, the thing is he needs to fire a disruptor shot preemptively to deal with that. Ooh! Bile takes down that. Do not lose your disruptors to Bile. He's going to try and drop disruptors on this. Those Zealots get recalled. So he's looking to drop kind of off to the side and just surprise him with the disruptor shot. So you can see they're both kind of afraid of that, and Reynor already preparing those Banelings separate. Okay. No prism speeds. This doesn't zoom out of nowhere as quickly. No! Colossus in the open! Oh, if he could get to 4 Colossus, it would be so huge. This Colossus is going to take a few Zerglings with it. But yeah, Disruptor goes out, tries to protect it. Trap, trying to run down into this corner of the map. I don't know. This could work out. Definitely could. This is still so close. This is still so close. A few disruptor shots land, but the Banelings weren't that tightly clumped. He's got to get rid of this creep, man. Reynor's creep spread's really giving him an edge here. Reynor's making burrow, and look how patient he's being. Remember what I said? Reynor's like, could you please attack into me on creep? I would like that very much. I have 71 Banelings, 14 Ravagers, and 64 Zerglings. Oh my god! No, there's no way that's worth it for Reynor. That's a terrible trade. He gets an Archon and a Stalker for 40 Banes. He does cancel the 5th base, but what an awful trade. I don't think it matters, though, because he's got so much money. He can keep remaking that. Trap needs like 5 more of those. Reynor, like, he's been ahead for a long time, but he's just waiting for Trap to step into the open. Oh my god, these disruptor shots are so good, man. Oh, he does lose a few disruptors, though. Zealots on the left. Oh, 15 workers just went down. Those Archons need to get out, though. He's not going to be able to kill that hatch. Yeah. Ooh, does he have recall? I think recall's... Oh, no, recall's not ready. Those Archons, run! Okay, the Zerglings are going to catch him. Archon's just going to try and take as many of them out as they can. On the right-hand side, he pushes forward. He blinks forward. There's still so many Ravagers. There's so much money, though, for Reynor. Reynor's out of lava. This is like the only way Reynor loses these games. Reynor's got to start making macro hatches, I swear. And keep injecting in the late game. The nerves of this grand finals. Reynor is on the cusp of elimination. If Trap can finish him with this push, it'll be huge. But, oh, he finds it. He finds an Archon in the open. One Archon on its own is not that good. You get a few Archons and Zealots together, they'll wreck Zerglings. But right now, a big Zergling flank. Disruptor shot's trying to zone out the Zerglings on the back. But that means there's no disruptors on the front. He kills his own Archon. He doesn't hit any of these units. Those Zerglings on the backside Oh no! He needed just 1 or 2 more disruptors to keep these Ravagers back, but now he's getting routed. Uh-oh. This is too much Zerg coming in, and finally Reynor finds that fight after a series of terribly cost-inefficient trades. Trap is 7,000 resources, units lost ahead, but look at that. 5th base only halfway done. There is, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bases up. Reynor keeping that left-hand side base up is so important. Zealot's going to come in. Run, 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 Trap. You got to get out of there. Once you've been spotted like that, you know Reynor's going to be ready, so he runs back and he can come back in later. Trap is the master of queuing these in to pull back and then attack a little bit later. Ooh, this is still so close. More Archons being morphed. Remember, it's +2 attack versus +2 melee, +2 range. Upgrade still even. No Hive, no Spire. It's just Ravager Bane versus Stalker, Zealot, Archon, Colossus, Disruptor. It's a bloody close game, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Disruptors come in. One of them dies, gets a bit of mining time, and not much else. I like that he's looking for these, but he really needs... Oh, no! Okay, just barely misjudged the vials there. Trap was not watching, but the Prism survives. Probe's in the open, and that's a big problem. Oh, no. 14 workers on this base go down. And that's huge. He looks for the punish, but a good spready there from Reynor. He's limber, quick hands, and yeah, no problem. Archons are looking to counterattack on the left. I don't know, man. I feel like you want all the Archons with your army, and you want pure Zealot on that side. I guess there's Banelings being mixed in now, which is causing him problems. But look at this. Reynor, Zerglings denying the bases. Trap still hunting. It's all about this Disruptor drop. He needs right now to teabag Reynor. It is the one way. In Counter-Strike, in shooters, if you teabag someone, you already have to kill them before you drop your balls on their face. But here in StarCraft, you can do it to your opponent while they're alive, and there is nothing more frustrating than your opponent dropping balls on your face. But so far, Reynor's been pretty good at dodging it. Even when Trap manages to unload, Reynor manages to do the splits and get out of there. But it's still looking constantly, just seeing if you can find that one opening. Burrowed Banelings, that's hilarious. Disruptors, gonna grab 4 drones on the right. Reynor's work account's kind of poopy. That Archon with battery overcharge is like, get out of here! 70 Zerglings turn tail and run at the sight of one Archon with a shield battery. I like it. That Zergling count's not going to do good versus Colossus, guys. So I really think for Trap, you've got to try and build up that army count as high as you can. Stop going down in this corridor and clear this creep. This is a huge problem that he keeps going in that corridor. Even though it's a kind of nice choke, I think it's not the greatest move because he keeps getting surrounded down there and he lets Reynor set that up. Gets the kill on that base, which is nice. Oh my god. A lot of Banelings go down, but he's lost almost all of his Disruptors. Is that just enough? Oh my god. Look at the arc! So many Stalkers and Archons come in, the Ravagers. But there's no Immortals behind it. The Colossus are fighting individual units on the south rather than hitting the big clump. Reynor has just enough units to not quite crack through. Oh, does he? Wait a second. Wait a second. Lots of Zerglings. Drop, pick up, drop, pick up. He's got to pick up these Colossus. He's got to pick him up. Oh, no, Trap. He needed to juggle those units and get a few more swipes off there. Oh, my God. This has been such a dicey, close, crazy game. Oh, my God. Oh, he repowers the shield battery with the Prism. The Colossus trying to keep it alive for a moment longer. But if he loses this base, he's dead. His probes are rallying into it. He needs to hold this base. But Reynor has just enough stuff. Sorry, guys. I wasn't centering the camera because my hands were literally on my head. I couldn't... Oh, my God. What a game for this one to finish on. Well, not finish on, actually, because if Reynor wins it, that means we get a game 7. Holy fuck. Oh, man. I'm so happy I hadn't watched the VOD yet before I cast this, guys. I'd glimpsed a bit of the earlier games, but oh my god, what a psycho game. What a psycho game. So close. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Ooh, nice. Good night, sweet drones. Good night. Dude, Reynor's work account still sucks balls. If there was more gas mining, I'd feel better. But these gases are out. Those gases are out. It's 1 base gas mining, and he's trying to get 1 more base of gas and minerals up. That's just shit for Trap. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, he just surrounds with Zerglings. In these low numbers, Zerglings are the GOAT, man. Oh shit. Colossus is trying to hot drop on him, but... Nothing to back it up anymore. Oh, that's rough. I do wonder if maybe Storm should have been made at some point, right? Just because Reynor was like fighting off creep so often. But what a game. Oh my god. What a game. Ties it up 3-3. I should look at Trap's wall for a small Easter egg at 8 minutes, chat saying. So I missed 2 adepts, I think, coming on the third a bit earlier, which I wanted to see. So first Oracle came in, got 3 drones. And then, yeah, these 2 adepts were the ones that I missed. So these Oracles I was watching, I was like, oh, he loses an Oracle, that sucks. But the drones came in and actually got 4 more workers. And I think one of them got out of there as well. Well, but then the Zerglings hunted it down. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So apparently there's a little Easter egg at 8 minutes in this. Let's take a look. I think that might have been when the giant Zergling run by came in. Archon drop ran around. Oh, he puts a changeling in the wall, does Raynor. Oh, big brain Raynor. So he blocks the wall off there. Does that allow the Zergling run by to get in? It must. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, so he kind of had a fake zealot in the wall. So who knows, maybe Trap looked at that and was like, oh yeah, I've got a zealot in the wall. Haha! Maybe that's why the wall was open. And then just as the Zerglings come, he's like, welcome, my friends. Welcome. Hot damn. All right, that ties up 3-3, guys. Awesome game. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. Golden Wall? Map 7 Golden Wall? It always gets decided on the crazy map, doesn't it? It always gets decided on the crazy map. Woo! Let's go game 7. Game 7. Hot damn. All right. Oh, man. Dude. He was down 0-2. Then he got the 3-2 advantage. He lost the last map. Can he claw it back? In the red, representing Jin Air, Green Wings, the one and only, the beast, the Protoss, the largest brain. It is Trap. And over here on the right-hand side, in the blue, the Zerg player, the one and only, the young gun, the Italian stallion. He who is most confident. It is Reynor. Thank you very much, Kanika, for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Pigsty. Scott1100077 with a 14-month resub, as well as Con with the 14-month resub before said, please notice me. You've been noticed. Thank you so much, fam. I really appreciate the support, guys. Much love. Much love for helping us smash that next goal. Back up on 1,200 piglets. We also have, of course, a... did we get... a little confused. Did I miss a tip from today? It says the biggest D is Tiny Sprite, but that's from yesterday, isn't it? Did I miss another tip? You guys let me know if that's the case. Either way, Tiny Sprite gets to maintain biggest D for an extra day. Not a big problem. That's all right. I think we're all good. You guys let me know if anything's messed up on the production end. Yesterday, my mic muted in the middle of a cast, which was great for no reason. Still no idea what happened there. But Golden Wall. So the hatchery does get down nice and early here for Raynor. It's a nice fast hatchery to make sure it couldn't be blocked. Gonna be looking pretty standard. Back at home for Trap. Yeah, it's like the Underpants Gnomes, the audio gremlins. It's like, Carmen, you need to stop losing your underwear. He's like, Mom, I didn't fucking lose my underwear. It's the fucking Underpants Gnomes. Yeah, that's basically it with every streamer with audio issues. The tech gremlin. I mean, is it really a gremlin, or is it just Microsoft Windows Update? Am I right, or am I right? There is only one answer there that is correct. Warpgate starts up immediately, as always. The Overlord goes to his pillar and says, ooh, that seems like a good spot to have a perv. Feel like I could watch there and not be seen. Licks his lips, because Overlords are dirty freaks. One Zergling going to check for proxies, I guess. Or potentially scout. These Zerglings going to chase that off. And going to go right out to that third base. Now, a nicely timed ling speed this game. We'll be kicking in at about 335, 340. So very standard opening here for Raynor once more. And he did go Overlord speed one game earlier, but since he started ling speed this game, doesn't look like it. Looks like a second Adept is here. Ooh, first Adept is out of position. The Zerglings run right through the middle. They're like, hey, do you want to deny scouting, buddy? We're going to just walk in the middle. There's a Stargate on the way. The Zerglings are going to see it too. They find the pile and they split up. They're like, oh, wait, where's your tech? And they see it. And of course, an Oracle starts up immediately. So nice opening here for Reynor. Gets the info for just a couple of Zerglings. This one's even like, nah, 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 nah. I'm in your base. Does end up getting literally ripped in half by the phase disruptor. Glaive cannon. It's a glaive cannon. That's what they're called. They shoot from a glaive cannon. I like to imagine it as basically just a thing that launches frisbees, except the frisbees also have like lasers that cut stuff up. I like to imagine when they cut through Zerglings, it's a lot like hot knife through butter. So we're going to see a third base down here in the bottom. A lot of people like to play Sky Toss on this map. I don't think Trap would ever play Sky. I think Trap is going to do some of the most normie, uninspired play. No, I don't know. I think Trap feels comfortable with Stargate into like Archons and stuff and Immortal Sentry. Ooh, oh shit, that's a bad start. Only one drone, accidentally targeting multiple ones. 3 queens in position. Oracle already heavily bruised. Second Oracle is on the way out. Is going to go north and try to join up to dive that third. These two adepts wandering over, but Reynor, sorry, is always very wary. Notice he's going up to 14 lings without even knowing these adepts are there. He's like, yeah, Trap's the master of diving adepts in and syncing that all up with his Oracle presence. He sees the Zergling. The Zergling does not see him on the high ground, of course. Slow Overlord's going to sack through and be like, hey, what's up, buddy? And that's a third Oracle, a Robo. Quick third and fourth cast. This feels like he might go for that Immortal Sentry push from game 1 again. I don't really like that push. We'll see. Forge and Twilight, it's a macro game. Woo! All right. And the third base is so much quicker than in many of the earlier games. So I prefer this opening in many ways to the earlier Stargate plays we saw in game 1 and 2. These adepts dive in. Zerglings are on them though, so they don't even get in the pocket. Shaded from a bit too far away and didn't join it up with an Oracle dive. The Overlord spotted. You're not going to find anything. There's already 3 queens in position. And yeah, there's nothing. Nope, you can't take that out. No, run, Trap. This is a terrible idea. Good choice to disengage there, but no damage. Check it out, guys. 2 adepts for what? 4 Zerglings, an Overlord, and a drone. It's not great. The fast third here is very important because without that, I'd say this is a terrible opening. And with 3 Oracles, you do need to find more. So I think needs to work his way around the back. But look at that. Second Spore in the main for insurance. And lots of queens hanging out. Good Overlord spread. Ooh, Reynor's anti-air defense, pristine. It's very easy to start making little mistakes against this pressure in Game 7. Oh, and look at that. The Zerglings go for a bit of a wraparound. The Zealot comes out, so only 1 adept goes down. Not too bad. Yeah, that's okay then. Oof, are you just going to Revelation and clear creep now? I would actually start using Revelation to clear creep at this point. You could kill the 4th. That could actually be nice damage. Up to 63 workers is Trap. Hits a supply block on 93 supply. The Queens are going to try to get down there. I don't think they can save it. As long as the Oracles just commit. You might lose 1 Oracle, but I think you got it. Don't panic. Don't panic. Just take it. Good micro. Trap keeps them all alive as well. Does immediately get rebuilt, but that's an effective 45 second delay on that hatch. Would have been better if you got the drone building it as well, of course, but not too bad. Zergling sees this. What has Reynor seen? He's got an Overseer in the back. He sees... Ooh, he sees Storm get chrono boosted. Now, was that because the Overseer was looking at it, or was he actually planning to just go straight... No, he's going straight High Templar. We're going to see an early Storm. All right, a big change up here. That's an interesting wall-off. Zealot, Adept, Sentry. The Oracles are going to come back in. The Queens are in the open, though, and they've got double transfusers stacked on them, so not really going to find shit. Actually, could have gone for the rally there and caught a few workers, but so far, all good for Reynor, who's now channeling his inner rogue, and he's going for the dirtiest win condition possible. It's going to be Swarm, Host, Nidus, and it is really... Oh, this is such a good way to... Actually, this is the perfect counter. He saw Storm. He immediately went for the Nidus Swarmers. He might have already been planning to do that. But with this position, you can Nidus up here, and it is so hard to get up there. Look at this. Look at this. To get rid of a Nidus Swarmers there. And then also, what if they're hitting down here? Oh, man. So even beyond these rocks. Oh, Uh-oh. This is a really great maneuver. And what mobility do you have here? Right now, you've got a lot of Storm and a couple of Immortals, a couple of Oracles, and not much else. And Trap has no idea. Uh-oh. Swarmos Nidus is on the way, popping out against just about everything else Reynor could do here. I love Trap's style. And against this style, I go, oh, shit. Go back to one of the previous styles, please. He's building a fleet beacon. So I think he's planning to try to rush Skytoss here off this defensive Storm setup. Okay, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. The Oracles have burnt all their energy, though. That's a big problem. Yeah, and this is it. Can you keep these bases alive? He's going to have to keep his army split now. Half here and half down here. If he can defend it and get up carriers, like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But I think right now you're not even thinking about carriers. Maybe let your fleet beacon finish, but more than anything, I think it's like more High Templar, more Immortals, more Archons, more batteries, and just turtle on full base and try to withstand the absolute shit show of just masses of Zerg that are going to be coming his way. And he's actually going to hit the same angle again. Uh-oh, he sees lots of units and static down there. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to bust up your front door. I don't care about throwing my Roach Ravager. That Nexus is going downtown, man. Archon Battery Overcharge. Battery Overcharge healing the Nexus does a great job. The Overcharge does get focused down by the Locusts, though. They take out a bunch of probes as well. Ooh, not having any Storm up here was really nasty. Just 1 or 2 Storms on that ramp could have saved the day, right? But now he's losing the Immortals, and that's the important bit. Oh, man, he needs those Immortals up, dude. Okay, Zealot's going to get on top of that. But now suddenly it's taking you so long to clear it up. These units, where the fuck? Oh, they tried to go. Oh, no! He A-moved them up here. What happened is his army A-moved, but then a Nidus went down and blocked the wall off. No, he didn't A-move it. He just moved. Why the fuck was his army up there? What are you... Oh, he's just getting confused. Never mind. I thought that the Nidus had blocked the hole in the wall and changed the pathing, but that was not the case at all. Oh no, this base is getting ransacked. Trap keeps thinking he's going to swap angles, but Reynor's scouting is so good, he keeps seeing, hey, your whole army's on the bottom, you can't defend the top. And he crushes through. Now, there's still 3 bases up behind this, so losing this is not the end of the world. But a lot of pylons have gone down. The supply block is huge. Storms need to be dropping on this Roach Ravager. Oh, look at the focus fire. Reynor takes out 1 High Templar. Can he get a second or a third? Second High Templar goes down. There were high energy High Templar as well. And now, once he's reeling from those previous blows, Reynor says, hey, how about some locusts in your back door, buddy? This is such a cool map. I love Golden Wall, and this is the one strategy that is just gross on this map. It's so good, because you just can't get between your bases very easily on this map to deal with the mobility. If there is one strategy that is just so gross on that map, that is it. And honestly, it feels like Trap strategy was bad. It feels like it was bad against this strategy. I'm like, oh, I love this style. Against Ravager Baneling or against Lurkers, this will be great. But that isn't the case in this scenario, is it? You're not just walling off and going Storm and Static. No, you needed to be out there with Zealot, Archon, Immortal. So one of the builds from the previous games would have actually been way better. It would have been awesome, guys. It would have been super awesome. But instead... instead, so much was committed. Look at this. Gateway Shield Battery Wall-Off. Takes it forth, builds a wall of batteries and cannons, and none of it comes in. Oh, you guys think that's my knee? Oh, that's funny. You guys think that's my knee? No, I'm excited because I just watched Raynor become a goddamn champion over the best Korean player in the tournament. What do you guys think it's a knee? Come on, guys. I know some of you aren't the most manly, awesome Chads. Just remember that some of us are more awesome than you guys could ever hope to be. That is what we call le chode. It's definitely not my knee poking on camera, guys. Yeah, he's planning to go Skytoss because it's very hard to push with Immortal Storm. It was like, it's fine. I'll just defend Immortal Storm cannon. We'll be good. And then these Locusts, like this first wave was okay. The problem is the Oracles are out of energy and there's no Zealots down here. So because you don't have any mobile units, you actually can't get over here and deny this. Whereas if you could get over there and deny that, you wouldn't have to worry. Instead, all the Storm is down here. And I think Trap really needed to be making Zealots right now, in fact. Like, shield batteries seem good, and they seem nice, but you needed to send a High Templar or 2 here, or warp in some High Templar. and need to be making zealots and starting to send them around. Because even down here, there's actually no way for Raynor without using the Nidus to pop out any other units. So yeah, the problem is Raynor kind of fakes out down there, lets it get seen. The zealots get there, but a bit too late, and there's no storm here. So if there was a storm on this ramp, those units get out very quickly. And then you got an Archon. These High Templar, he has to morph an Archon because he desperately needs units, but it's a big problem. Big problem. Shield battery focus fire from Reynor was super sick. Yeah, he slams down the 90s hammer. I think I have such a bad taste in my mouth from Rogue winning with this strategy and the strategy just seeming unfair when it wins, that I'm like, oh man, did Reynor have to win this way? But it's playing to the power of the map. It's the smart way to play, and I think Reynor played such an exceptional series, and he ends up winning, guys. He comes out 4-3 in the end at the end of this game, and that's just so sick to see. GG, well played. Reynor becomes the absolute champ. Is the absolute champion of this season. He was EU champion season 1, the summer season. I believe he got 4th place, third, 4th. He lost to Trap 3-0. Maybe it was round of 8 even he lost. But he comes back, wins EU season 2 again, and wins the season finals, where every region's best players compete, and that's just brutal. That's so sexy, man. Alright, there's only so much Nidus butchering that we can actually watch in one day. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, show some support, check out the Patreon down below in the description, and I'm going to be casting more of the best of series, especially going into some of the underrated series, because there were so many games in the regionals. There are some sick games from players like M. Canning, Scarlet, Estrella. We saw Bly and Goblin had a series people were talking about. That's I really need to go back and watch. There are some cheesy games coming up, as well as some wild games, some fun games, some surprising games. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and good night.